Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dynamis Pod. This is Robert. This evening, I'm joined with Mr. Donald Tyrone. Donald, for those that haven't met you, tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
For the third time, we're back.
That's right, 3 times.
Yeah, so my name's Donald Tyrone, just another mechanic trying to learn and do better in life. I do a little work with Top on the side, make some videos, YouTube channel that does diag. Watch it, don't watch it, have fun.
Sound like Pete Harrell. Watch it.
I,
Who cares?
I mean, you gotta remove the expectations from shit that you enjoy making. You know what I mean?
True.
If not, then it's not any fun anymore. You can't
That's a
have
great
that.
place to start.
Yeah,
You're a YouTuber. You've been a YouTuber way longer than I have.
it's so weird to hear
So
that. Still, it's still weird to
it
hear
is.
that.
It is, isn't it?
Scott
I'm
Hicks
the
is
same
like,
way.
"You're a content creator." I said, "No, I'm not." He's like, yeah, I guess I am,
Yeah, you are. And now you're joined by me as well. So, I mean, if I'm able to get on the internet, pretty much anybody's on there. There is no threshold. There's no doorway that you have to find. You just buy, $1,000 worth of stuff and get on there. I really don't think that much.
Or you
But
just buy a burner phone.
or a burner phone, as someone who does that now and puts content out, what's some of the struggles that you've noticed? Because I got a couple that's as of recent that I've watched change in the way that the algorithm picks up, and also the way that people pick, on an actual YouTube video to actually pick it up and watch it. What's some of the
Yeah.
things that you've seen?
I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out too, man, but I will say that the good ones, the ones that you think are gonna do good are not, and the ones that do the ones that you think are gonna be terrible do great. Like, it's ass backwards. The algorithm is its own monster. You can watch all the gurus and stuff and figure out what they're saying, post from a Google PC, Chromebook. It's just random weird stuff. But I think it's just like learning your own avenue and having fun with it still. Try to have fun with it and don't put so much pressure on yourself about actually doing it. Just have fun doing it, and then let the
Yeah.
shit grow.
I think the naturalness of people having fun and actually talking and being in a conversation, I think a lot of times is what hooks people and keeps them actually watching. Because you can actually watch the analytics, and usually someone will click on it. It might be on there for a minute. It might be on there for 5 minutes, and you
Yeah.
could have posted a 2-hour video. You could have posted long form, just like Joe Rogan has done forever. You could post a long form video, and it's like it doesn't only gets 10 minutes of view, but it's like you're always kind of wondering, like, which 10 minutes are they watching?
Well, you can go back and look and see when you have enough data on the video. But I mean,
Right.
it's the retention, So like they often say, what's the problem you're trying to solve? And
Hmm.
you got to have a hook and all this stuff.
It's
Like,
like an
it's
essay.
true. It's true,
That's the
man.
reason
Yeah.
for an essay is exactly it. You have a
Yeah.
problem and you're trying to figure out how to
Yeah.
solve that problem.
You got to catch them with the thumbnail, get the click and then hold on to their ass with yeah, that's what they call it, the hook.
The big hook. That's right.
Yeah. I ain't got that shit figured out. My
I
last
don't
one did
think any of us
terrible.
really do.
Yeah. I'm just going to have fun with it though, man. I really enjoyed the editing process of it and like creating things. And, it's also getting to teach a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So as of recent, what I've tried to do is I've tried to shove a lot of good material together in a very short amount of time, and I've tried to just literally just throw it onto the internet, throw it onto YouTube, slip it over to Facebook, and then start posting it on Instagram and all these other places. I tried TikTok, to be honest, but every time you post something on TikTok, they want more money to try to promote that post, and it doesn't want to take anything over a 10-minute video. So
Yeah.
that doesn't really help in what I want to do, and the longer form stuff that I want to do, and break away from talking only automotive, talking about stoicism and philosophy and religion, theology, and all these other things, these other avenues, authors.
Dude.
It
Yeah.
doesn't help.
There's
Yeah,
more to life
you
than
need a long
cars.
form. Exactly. And
There's more to
you
life
need
than
some
cars.
other outlets. You need other outlets. People need other hobbies to do other than cars a lot of times. I mean, one of mine is like drawing, and I like airplanes, and I like, spinny bits and, fast things and stuff that's loud, but like I also like to read. I like to draw. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things that I like to do that are not necessarily about automotive all the time.
Yeah, man.
So, and I've
When
noticed if
you
you post a couple clips here and there, they seem to get a lot of views, but I think it's really comes down to like the
It's hit or
attention span.
miss. It's hit or miss. It's what are you talking about? Do people care what you're talking about? And if they don't care, obviously not going to have views. And that's where it's like you're making things just to have, and then people will find it eventually. And if not, it is what it is.
If not, it's
But
posterity for your kids to see someday.
I mean, yeah, dude, I did it. At least I did it, right? So if I
Yeah,
do get on the Facebooks and talk some stuff, at least I got some skin in the game. My face is right here, so
that's
I'm
true as well.
not hiding behind a block profile.
The keyboard warriors, we call them, right?
Yeah,
People that come
yeah.
and drop a comment here and there, and they get kind of snippy, a
Your video
little snippy.
sucked.
Exactly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
want my time back,
I mean, good thing you
reclaiming
didn't
my time.
I'm glad you didn't pay for it, sir. Thank you for
Yeah,
watching.
exactly. It was free. Yeah.
Watch again.
You
It's gonna
clicked
be
on
just
it.
as cringy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's fun when you get done creating something like that, and especially when, like, you enjoy it. So, I love the Pirates of the Caribbean movies and stuff. So, like,
Mhm.
but back in the day when we had DVDs and you had bonus features and, like, stuff like that, you can see the behind the scenes stuff, and then listening to, like, the producers and the directors talking as the movie's playing and learning how they're actually talking about and thanking the Easter eggs and just all that stuff's
Yeah.
fascinating to me, dude, and, like, that's where I kinda, like, shifted towards just enjoying it and learning more about that kind of stuff, you know? I do like it, so
Yeah. It's funny you said DVDs. Most people may or may not know about DVDs, but I just bought an old book off of eBay, and it shipped and it came, and I didn't even read when I bought it. I just seen what the subject
does it
matter
have a
was. So I
DVD?
wanted it. It has an audio CD of the book on it,
Oh,
a
dude, that's
CD.
crazy. A
And I'm
CD.
like,
That's insane.
first off, what the hell am I going to do with that? Because I don't have a CD player anymore.
Yeah, I about said put it in the
I
computer.
I wouldn't listen to it on CD anyways. I mean, I bought it. It's a book that I would actually pick up and read.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like it's funny to me to see that still out there. We haven't got all the way past some of that stuff just kind of hanging around.
It's kinda nice to have, though. I mean, physical copies is even like, if you heard, like
Yeah,
I don't know if you play games or not, but, like, PlayStation talked about getting rid of physical copies. Like,
I've
that's
heard
insane.
that, but I've only heard it from students because
Yeah,
I
so
stopped playing games around. I don't know. I was 33 years old, I think.
yeah, well,
So all my game systems, all that stuff, it was all gone. So I didn't do that anymore. But speaking of physical copies,
what
this is
the
from
hell was
The Ohio Bell telephone company. This is another thing that showed
wow.
up today, and
Is
this
that a
is
code book? Is that how,
it's
like, that
basically this is a book about the application of electricity and magnetism to the transmission in the telephone plant. So this is literally a book on how they were
y
using electricity and magnetism to communicate
yeah,
with telephone lines. So this is like from 1920, if I remember correctly.
dude,
So
yeah.
physical copies, man, that's where it's at.
Did you hear
I
about
may
the
never open that. It's so nice.
I wouldn't open it. No, like, I like to listen to, like, the stuff about the hackers and whatnot, like,
Oh yeah,
ethical hackers, but they're talking about, like,
yeah.
I
White
forget what
hats.
was that. Yeah, but the big phone hack whenever they used to charge you for
Hmm.
long distance and stuff, I forget what it was, like
Right.
a black box or something like that, but it's crazy how they figured that shit out, like, they had to find the manuals and then reverse engineer it. They figured out you put a
Yeah.
resistor right here, you can have long distance for free, but you have to have the audio tone of this, and
Right.
it was a whole thing, it's like, that is insane, you know, like, you really gotta wanna do something to make that happen.
See that
Yeah,
thing over my shoulder?
yeah,
That's the first patent for a transistor. That was
nice.
1950, I think. No, it's 1948. So 1950, the guys that designed that won a Nobel Prize.
Nice,
But it
yeah,
was for
dude.
communication originally. The stuff that we use for cars was actually made to amplify communication lines for long distance. Because in the
Yeah,
beginning, we couldn't speak to California. You could barely speak to, so like if you're on the East Coast, you could barely speak to somebody in like Ohio Valley.
really.
That
Yeah,
was
so that's
that's all the further the electricity would take it without it becoming so distorted and falling off before they started designing this stuff over here. And it's wild because that was designed in Princeton in New
dude,
Jersey.
it's crazy to think how far these cars have actually come now, you know,
It's,
dude,
it's a robot.
I
Even the ones
remember
that aren't a robot, they're a robot.
I remember being at the strip yard, dude, like the junkyard, and, you know, a 2000 F-150 is not a F-150 these days. This thing is a
No.
rolling IP address, you know? Like, it's
Yep.
insane.
Yeah, it's multiple
Ugh,
computers. It's multiple communication protocols even now
every
amongst the
bells and
system.
whistles, gateway
Yep.
modules, and
It can
godly.
have multiple CAN systems on it now.
Dude, they do have no but yeah, like 6.
Multiples. Yep.
It's like not even counting landlines or land comms, like, it's
Yep.
insane, you know, but
I've seen some that actually have a full redundant wiring also. So it's not just a two wire anymore; it's a four wire. So it's two and two. So it's basically stacked. So if one it's more low for like the safety systems. But if one side gets cut and it's cut completely and there is no comms, now it still has comms.
yeah, backup to a backup. We're talking about airplane
Yeah,
shit
back
here.
at redundancy. Yeah, it's exactly
Yeah,
right. It's crazy how far
yeah,
they have come.
but when you have that many electrical issues, you better do some backup shit.
Yeah, well, that's a great place to get into that too, because there's been some right to repair stuff that popped out of Mr. Farley's mouth again, and it seems that wherever there's a camera, he loves to take foot and insert into mouth because now he's telling everybody, well, I could work on a '73 Bronco, but people nowadays, the vehicles are so complex that people shouldn't be allowed to work on their own Broncos.
I don't know
And
if I can work on a
honestly,
'73 Bronco.
it's a straight play to like I've said this before, but it's worth mentioning again. It's a straight play for the dealerships. It's to
Yeah,
make
of
sure that they're
course.
they're trying to
Come back.
keep
Come
market
back.
share.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, how
and
about
I
this
get
shit?
that.
Like, I ran into something the other day I thought was asinine. How about this? The damn, we don't have most vehicles don't come with spare tires anymore. Now they give you
Mhm.
Fix-A-Flat. You know how many times I had to replace
Yeah.
tire sensors because of Fix-A-Flat? And these are like
Oh, yeah.
10,000-mile cars. So let's say you have a flat tire, you put your Fix-A-Flat that came with your car in it, you
Yeah,
go to
now
get it
it's wiped out.
fixed, the sensor's gone. So who pays for that sensor? Is that covered under warranty, or is the customer had to eat that damn sensor? You gave me the Fix-A-Flat, bro. Like,
And the manufacturer would love it if the customer just eats it.
dude, well, how the hell is the car 80 grand now and you can't give me a damn spare tire? You
Weight
know?
savings, man. They went for all that EPA, like, impact MPG stuff.
Yeah,
That's
man.
part of it because it's like, hey, and it's space. It's the economy of space. I understand that part more so really than the weight
Yeah, for
because
sure.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't I wouldn't want someone in my family to be driving a vehicle around that doesn't even have a spare tire on board that has a mobility kit.
no.
That's all it has. Not only that, I mean,
Here's a
it
damn
may not
bicycle
have
pump.
run flat tires
No,
because
they none of it.
that's kind of going away as well too. There's only certain luxury brands that keep that stuff now.
Yeah, I don't even see them anymore. And we have a few Mercedes in the fleet, I don't even
Yeah,
see them. Dude, it's insane. Like, I remember building spare tire kits back at Kia, during the PDI process, and that was cool. But I mean, it makes no sense how are these cars, these brand new cars, so expensive, and they're garbage, and you can't even give the customer a damn spare tire. But yeah,
yeah. And if
who
something
who
goes wrong in
pays?
10,000 miles, like you're saying, you may not even be able to get parts for it either.
That sensor is not. We can get parts for it, let's believe, because they're still building the broken cars. But
Yeah,
you might
but
be
they
on
need
back
them to
order.
build.
Yeah,
They need them
yeah,
to build them. 'Cause
yeah.
I've
But
run into multiple situations of, I used to call it intergalactic backorder
yeah,
because it was all
we all have
backordered.
that.
It wasn't really
Yeah.
national backorder though, because you never knew when you were gonna get it.
No, you're
You
on
may
back order
never
until
see it.
indefinitely. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
But
and I've
yeah,
dealt with some stuff like that in my day.
thank God I never had to deal with that stuff like parts was. I see it happening now, but whenever
Mhm.
that happens, what can I do? I don't have a pissed off customer, so that's cool. But it is what it is. But like getting a tire system replaced is not cheap at a dealership.
No. Some
Programming
vehicles are
it,
$500.
dude. I think we charge an hour and a half at Toyota. Toyota's kind of retarded, stupid with their system, but you can do it faster, but it's still it pays good. So who pays for that?
Yeah.
But the
There's,
more you
some dealers right now are doing, 4 hours, 3 hours to do road flats,
really,
and the machine does all of it. That's the wild part. Like, if you see a new modern machine that does run
they're
flats,
beautiful.
you literally
They're
roll the
beautiful.
tire to the machine, pretty
Yeah,
much does the rest of it.
yeah, yeah, man. I don't have that.
It's like 3 or 4 hours, you know? No, you don't have it. That's the thing, you
No,
know?
I don't. I got the old school shit, man, where you still fighting with it. But
Yeah.
you can get it done.
Beating
The
on it,
tires machine
crying
are
on
nice.
it.
Yeah, 2 bar method.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2-bar method, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Run
like a
flats suck. Yeah,
giant
dude.
bicycle wheel.
There's one thing I would never want to do in my life, and that's like semi truck tires, where you got to like
Yeah.
do the two. Yeah, y'all,
They
y'all go
almost look
ahead,
easier in certain ways.
dude. That's somebody who's skilled.
I was gonna say, those guys, they bust them tires down, man. It's wild to watch.
I would die
I
trying to do
got
that
nothing
shit.
but respect. Yeah, I got nothing but
Yeah,
respect for them because I never changed one like that. I've changed a bunch of automotive tires for a
yeah,
long time, but
yeah.
even after I didn't have to anymore, because I'm like, I want to be responsible for those tires. Like, I want to know which one, takes more weight so I can put it on the right rear of the vehicle. I want to make sure
Yes,
that the
yes.
customer gets a good product. If it
See
takes
it?
2 ounces, it's not a big
Yeah,
deal, but like, I want it to go to the
to the
back.
right rear. Yeah, and that's
Yep.
cool. Like
Far away
people,
from the driver as possible.
I don't know they talk about that anymore or not, but yeah, you always have your
No.
highest. Yeah. Dude. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten cars back like we vended to have tires put on, and the shit not be
Hmm.
balanced.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Yeah. And
I
it's one of the
okay,
easiest things you could ever do.
yeah, it's the most important thing you can do. Like I said, now I got to redo it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
For
life,
customer satisfaction, man, if you're going to drive that car around,
dude. You
the
know how painful.
tires and wheels need to be balanced. Yeah, and balanced well, like you're saying. It's like
Yeah,
I've seen vehicles come in that they needed to have
the
tires and wheels
whole
balanced on it.
the whole
The whole
roll.
thing's yeah, it's like the meme, right? It's got a whole spot around the inside of it. It's like they chased weights forever. Maybe
Yeah,
it has fixed a flat end. I've seen them do that too.
I've
Because the
been
liquid in there never settles. It does whatever it wants.
I've been burned by that.
Yeah.
I've been burned by that.
And you take a pee break,
No, man, you're good.
check that
I got
door.
damn kitty cats. Hold on a second. Yeah,
I
damn,
see, yeah.
that's weird.
That's weird.
Copy. Sorry. Ugh, that's strange. Someone got the
Didn't
wrong
order
door.
her over, huh?
Yeah, definitely, most definitely not the grandma and the baby boy. That's okay.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like, who
too
the
good.
hell is that?
You said cat. I'm like, the cat's got arms. It gets all the way up there and hits the doorbell from the
I
outside.
I, I thought they hit the damn water, but I can't hear it, so I can't hear my
Oh, I
playback. But
got you.
I thought,
I
yeah,
was
like,
gonna
the
say
only
I could
thing that
even hear it
sounds
in here.
close to that is the water bowl being like, "Ding,"
I
you
got you.
know? So it's like,
Ding.
and the cat ran. I was like, "Huh," but
Freaked the cat out, man.
yeah.
So a good question to hit here is when does somebody know? What's the red flags? What's the feeling when it's probably time to look for greener pastures when you're working in the automotive industry? What's some of the telltale signs that you've seen?
You don't wanna get up in the morning and go to work. Yeah. I
You
think we're
just you just talked about 70% of the population, man.
yeah, I mean, I get that, we got to, but, it's when you're just a miserable person being there, it's like, "Damn, I could be anywhere but here right now." But, I'm still trying to figure that part out for myself, I've been at this place for the last 7 years, and that's a long time to be anywhere. I've never been anywhere else before this long, so and,
Yeah. That's
you
the
know,
longest I've ever been at a place was 7 years.
man, it seems like yesterday, dude. Honestly, like, time has flown
Yeah.
by,
They,
so it's
they
crazy.
definitely do.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say I recently did that interview I told you about, and it was eye opening. It kind of made me appreciate what I do have. Instead of just being like, "Damn, I gotta do this again and deal with this crap and whatnot." But then it's like you see what's out there. Like, I don't have it that bad. I get to go home, and I don't have to be here on the weekends, and I don't have to worry about potentially opening up on Sunday. So
Exactly.
definitely an eye opening experience, and how
Yeah,
much.
the Saturday, Sunday type stuff, man, is like it's very, very prevalent and prominent out there because I used to tell everybody, "Hey, it's a retail business. You're in
Yeah,
retail.
for sure, man.
Even when you're at a dealership, sometimes they run split shifts at the
Hmm.
dealer. Sometimes these places are so busy they can't stay open 24 hours. So that's another
It's
thing. You might have
insane,
a
dude.
seven in the morning to a 3 o'clock shift, and then a 3 to
Yeah,
7 and a 7 to 11.
that'd be okay if you had the workers for it. People don't apply for automotive work, dude. Everybody's short. Even us. Like it took years for us to even get the opportunity to have somebody else because nobody either they didn't know what they said they knew, or
Sure.
they never showed up. I mean,
Yep.
there was a span of like 4 new hires that never showed up. Like went through the
Yeah.
entire process, never showed up first day. It's like
And never even came in.
I think one dude said they start paying you as soon as you start the hiring process.
Wow.
I think it was something like that, something close to it, or maybe like as soon
That's
as you
wild. And then they
sign,
still don't even show up.
you're still getting paid to do shit, nothing. So I mean, if that's the case, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure he told me something close to that. I get it, that's a nice little hustle. I was just doing my computer work. You got to pay me for my hours and stuff,
Yeah.
But who
I
knows,
watched a
man?
guy I watched a guy one time, he got a $1,500 sign-on bonus, didn't show up for an extra week.
Oof. Didn't tell nobody.
He went to Vegas.
That
He
didn't last
literally
long.
did not show up on the first day and
Yeah,
went to Vegas.
it was a hangover all over again, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, and then he come back, and then he started on the Monday following, and I think he was there 6 months, something like that. It just
Dude,
didn't work out.
the
He was
the
gone.
sign I mean, that's what happens, it really does. I mean, if the first day didn't tell you
Yeah.
anything or the first week, right? But, like, I remember there not being a sign-on bonus, and it seems like here
Yeah, there was
recently or
nothing
the
like
last
that.
couple of years, yeah, like, the last couple of years, they started throwing money at people, and I know I wasn't there anymore, but I know, like, been told people come in, get the sign-on bonus and haul ass, or
Yeah.
you
Meet that stipulation, and then they dip out.
well, the stipulation that I got was long.
Sorry.
Watch out, man."
Yeah. Watch out, man. Hey, that's better life than I had before. I'll deal with it. I'll
Hey,
work with it.
winning.
Hey, we're gonna leave that in.
Yeah, at least you're safe.
Tell my tell my editor in the corner. There's really no one there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
They're the ones
If
knocked
they
that
are,
shit
it's a
over.
figment of my imagination.
Yeah. God damn it, Bobby. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
it's
you're
insane.
supposed to be selling propane.
Yeah. Good times. Back when life was easier, right?
Yeah, yeah, way easier.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you
You could
said that
afford
about
to have a fucking place to live.
yeah, back when you were talking about, you know, being at certain places where, they couldn't find anybody and all that. I remember working at places that didn't offer you health insurance.
Dude, that just
They
happened.
weren't
That
big enough
just
to
happened.
be able to even buy it, and, like,
That
they
was
don't offer
everybody's
health insurance.
excuse. That was everybody's excuse. And if
Yeah,
you
we
did
don't
have it,
have
it was
enough
so
people.
expensive.
Unbelievably expensive. I
Well,
mean, you're
you
looking
remember
at
when it
50%
happened?
of your pay in some places.
It's insane. God forbid you have kids.
Yeah.
God
But
forbid
yeah,
you have kids.
yeah,
You're
yeah, it's
done.
even worse.
I don't know how people do it. Like, I don't know how the fuck I do it, to be honest with you. Like, my insurance is trash, but, you gotta have it, so
You're still a young
yeah,
man.
man. Man, I don't feel like it. Stress.
I
Yeah,
don't feel
no,
like it.
man. Yeah.
None of us do.
Yeah, I still feel like I'm a spring chicken. I just don't wanna
I
be
I
on my
take a
feet.
handful take a handful of pills in the morning, I take
Yeah.
a whole bunch of monsters during the day to stay awake and keep moving, man. If I
Yeah,
sit down, I
man.
die.
Dude,
If
I'm
I sit
telling
down,
you,
I'm dead. I'm
it
gone.
seems like you get more tired not doing anything versus actually doing stuff, so
That's true. Yeah. The longer
but
you're off, it seems. Like I gotta
yeah,
find
man.
something around the house to do. If I sit down, I got a real bad self-judgment problem
Yeah, idle
about,
hands. You
yeah,
ain't doing
idle
shit.
hands. Like, yeah, yeah. And
I
I
should
mean,
be
I
doing
get it
something.
honest. I get it from my dad. Dad was the
Yeah,
same way. It's like he did
yeah,
stuff
man.
all day long. But
And
I'm the same way. Like I got to be reading a book. I got to be learning something. I got to be going doing something. It's bad.
well, it
Like
helps out, man.
even taking a vacation, like I was telling you about when we weren't on air. Like I'm shooting podcasts, I'm editing stuff. Me and the wife's going to doing things. It's like no real time off.
You gotta force yourself to do that and
Have to.
dedicate. You gotta plan that stuff. Like this day, I'm not doing anything else besides this. And
Yeah.
when you do it, you got to enjoy it. You have to just be there and enjoy it because those are the moments where you catch things. You got to have that time for yourself to recharge. And even when you're doing things like the podcast and stuff you enjoy, the drawing, the reading, that stuff
Hmm.
recharges you. That's your
Yeah.
battery. Just like gym. For me, or
Creating.
yeah, man, just not being stuck on your feet with a damn wrench doing this or you yeah, this stuff that actually just makes you whole
Yeah.
again.
There's a lot of theologies that put together that when you're creating this, when you're the closest to God, when
I
you're
mean,
creating.
it makes sense,
So
dude.
that does make sense. I mean, procreating or creating, either way. That's why it's supposed to be a man and a woman. It's supposed to be married, right? That's the whole thing. Is it's supposed to be that triune, type of deal. And we really lost most of that, to be honest.
The
It's kind
world's
of
not
gone.
it's not the same as it
No,
used to be, and it
the
never will be.
Western philosophies have all been kind of torn down, and now you actually have a rise really of the old gods. It's like the old gods have come back into prevalence. If you watch the way that society runs, it's pretty wild. But
Yeah.
yeah, the creation part, to be able to create is, I think, the closest. Like I said, there's a lot of theologies that really do push that. Is like you have to be creating.
Yeah,
You know,
man. Well, think about it. I mean, how much time can you lose or spend doing something you actually really enjoy doing, and then be like, you think it's only been 30 minutes, it's been 3 hours. You lose track of time, and it's you get lost in the fun and just find the line or get in the groove, whatever you want to call it.
yeah, that's exactly right. Like even a clean video, even it shot well, there wasn't much, awkwardness, anything was going on. People didn't say things that you thought maybe, they wanted you to edit out. Like it still takes 5 or 6 hours to edit a video.
But
It's an
yeah,
hour and a half long. Like if
you
you
got locked
watch it,
in.
then you got to watch it again. You're going through it, you're parsing it, you're fixing the script. There's a
You're
lot of
writing
stuff
down
that you
your
have to do.
yeah,
Yeah, and you're writing down things, and it's a lot of work. But like you said, it's things that you enjoy doing. Like I don't mind doing it. I have recently found though, I like shooting 3, 4, or 5 videos and then going through and methodically just picking them and putting them
yeah.
together and getting them out.
New
So I
stories
think
are
that's
interesting, man.
I'm
You only can,
trying
you
to
only
make
can
that stuff interesting,
you can
right?
only beat a dead horse so many times. Like
Oh yeah,
we get it. We get it. Like move on. Can we talk about something
right.
new? You know?
Recently with that little the spot you're bringing up is the executive order about the emissions. That's been huge on Facebook right now. Everybody's having an
Yeah,
absolute
yeah,
meltdown over it, and I'm like, first off, I read almost none of that stuff that comes out because that's an executive order. I don't abide by any of that crap. Executive orders are supposed to deal with the executive, not making laws, not making decrees, none of that stuff. It's not supposed to be that way. So I don't even pay attention to most of that crap. But everybody gets on the internet and they're like, okay, like you can't delete your truck, can't do this, you can't do that.
You can do what the hell you want to.
Well, not only that, like the people that are doing it, like they're not going to hear, they're not going to tune in and look at anything that you're talking about right now. All it
Well,
is you're going
guns
to
are
end up
illegal.
talking about it. Right. Yeah. The
Guns
guns
are
are
illegal,
illegal. It's like,
but
okay.
you got 17 of them, so
Right. Like
and you can
I
buy one
lost them in a
tomorrow.
boat accident, right? Like they always say, I lost in a boat accident.
Yeah, why are your
Yeah.
numbers
It's like,
scratched off?
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
in this
man.
country, like if you have a 3D printer or if you have a CNC machine,
Yeah, yeah,
like
you really
if
can.
you
You can
make
make
it
what the
for
hell you want to.
yourself, it don't even
Yes.
have to have a serial number.
You can find blueprints online.
Yeah. In our
I'm sure.
country, like you
I'm
could do
sure.
that here.
I'm sure.
Probably can't do that elsewhere.
You might get
But
looked
you
at.
could do it.
Don't
Yeah,
the FBI
but
was
you could
watching
do
you,
it
but
here, that's the
you
main thing, right?
I haven't done it, okay?
Exactly.
I don't have a 3D printer anyway,
Like
so
I did not do it. I was not doing it.
entertainment purposes only.
That's right. Yeah, for
I am not
testing
respon
purposes.
I am not responsible for anything you do.
Yeah.
Dynamis Pod is
You
not
gotta
responsible for anything that
no, you have
comes
to
from
get the
this.
attorney, gotta pull the attorney out. take out of the briefcase and start telling people,
I
I
ain't
did
got no
not
money
tell
for
you to
that.
do that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I ain't got any money for that.
Don't put this out, Robert.
Right. Cut the entire thing and end up on
Yeah.
the cutting room floor, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, wake up and it's fucking on Facebook everywhere. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But that's it. It's like this whole thing about, everyone gets, really wound up about it, to be honest. And I'm like,
What can
people
you do
want to
about
do
it?
what they're going to end up
What can you
nothing.
do about it? So why the hell am I going to stress about it?
Say,
I
hey,
got enough shit to
say,
worry about.
hey, I would hope you guys don't do it and be
You
the end of
can't.
it. Right. Well, like you said, people are going to do anything that they're going to do anyway. So there's no
Yeah, man.
persuading them not to do something.
We're not an emission state, so you don't have to have like what is it, the state checks or
Yep.
you don't have that.
Yearly state emission checks.
Yeah, we don't
So
have that.
we apparently were. So Pennsylvania just struck down in the Senate. I think it's got to go to the governor's desk still to be signed, but they just come in and said, we're not doing emissions checks any longer. They're only going to do safety in Pennsylvania.
I mean, it's still money, but didn't they? I mean, nowadays with the data centers and shit, like it's crazy. Like, and then the hybrids seem like it fucking flopped, or the battery cars flopped, and it's like
God, it's so good. So good that you just said that. I
I
watched
don't
a
know.
clip on the internet the other day of Chris Martinez and some lady talking about this. Like she was on there. She was like, I don't know, service manager or something like that, or in the sales side. Doesn't matter. She was basically saying that $300,000 to $500,000 is what their dealership had to invest because the grid actually had to
hmm
be updated near their dealership to be able to support the charging. They put 2 chargers in, and then they look at what usage is, and it's less than 10%. So like, and then selling them is kind of a hassle because you're selling
Selling
somebody something that
they
if
give
it goes
away,
below
dude.
80%, if
You
it
buy
goes
one
below
get one.
80%, yeah, basically, it's like there's not much resale on because people already know sooner or
No,
later that battery's going to have to be swapped out, changed, and it's not a cheap fix.
no, it's not. And I don't like doing it, but
I
we
knew it
do
was
have them in the
probably
fleet.
bad. I had no idea it was that bad.
Some are easier than others, but it's like even the hybrid batteries have issues. Like for like you're seeing more prevalently like Chrysler has a bunch of the hybrid crossover Jeep Cherokees and shit. They're trash,
Yeah.
dude. They're trash.
Is that the ones that
HCP's
have the
going bad.
alternator? Alternator is also the generator,
No,
like
that's
motor
I've
generator.
no. I saw that one on a Ram truck, but this wasn't
Yeah.
on. Not
There's
I
like
haven't seen them
48,
there.
48 volt systems or something,
It's a
like mild.
massive. It looks like a damn
Yeah.
baby ass supercharger, just an alternator version. And it's like, what the hell? It's like a black box with a fucking pulley on top. And I was like,
Yeah. Drives the
okay, here
engine.
we go. Yeah, and it's
Like,
hybrid.
oh, okay.
So watch out when you're testing it. You might die.
That's good. Watch out when you touch. Don't touch
I-
the don't
If it's
touch the orange
orange,
wire.
don't touch it. Yes,
I always
orange,
tell them
don't touch.
don't chew on those wires in particular. If they're
Yeah,
orange, don't chew on them
that are
because
airbag wires.
yeah, well, yeah, the yellow ones are dangerous too, right? You know, to blow
Yeah,
all the airbags out.
don't test this with a test light. Okay,
Not with a test light.
not with a test light. No, or shake the
That was
module upside down.
that was a big thing forever too. Like everybody was going, you can't use the test light on the module, and it's like if
On
you're
a
using it
module?
correctly if you're
Bullshit.
using it correctly, you can use it.
I've been watching
If
this
you're
thing
using it
for
on the right side of
15
it,
years. What are you
right?
talking about? Know what the
Use
hell
the
you're
scan tool,
testing.
turn it on. Exactly, know what the hell you're testing.
Bingo. I mean, right there is a bypass test. Right there, you just proved out how many things you have: continuity, you have current passing, you have everything you need to have. If the shit ain't working, it's broken. If the light comes on, good to go. Hell, I made a test light video. It's like it's one of the best tools you can ever use, man. If you know what you're doing, but
If you know what you're
people
doing,
people don't people. I am guilty at the Power Probe days.
you don't want to burn that out.
Yeah,
That's
the
simple,
fucking
right there.
resistor. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. You
Watch
don't
out
want
for
to burn
this.
those up.
Don't send 12 volts down a damn 5-volt reference. Don't do it.
Yep.
But you can ground
Yeah, they
shit out
hate
all
that.
day. Yeah, I mean that's usually how the computer operates, depending on how the circuit's
Yeah,
designed. So why can't I be
yeah.
the computer?
That's the load circuit exactly.
Why can't I do
I've
the same job?
never
By,
seen anybody.
bypass testing blew my mind when I first saw it. Like, and it's amazing how no one knows about the shit. I mean, now it's getting more prevalent these days. Now that the widespread of things, but there's still people that are just don't know, or you can do what you want to, but I'm going to use all the tricks I can.
Yeah, we veered off of the right to repair for just a second, but I want to kind of bring that back up because, like I was saying, like right before
Yeah,
we went
I
on,
was wrong
I was
about
actually
the.
sitting here. Well, and that's like I have some of my own hot takes on it, right? Like I was writing some notes, some additional notes other than what I had sent. But like for me, it comes down to private property and private property rights. Like where is the line where a manufacturer can tell you that what you bought isn't yours any longer, or now you both, it's
God.
a marriage type of setup where like you own some of it, I own some of it, and we're in this lockstep thing where we have to service it. coming from them, it's like, we got to service that.
Tell me how you're gonna sell a car that has a feature that you're gonna turn off if I don't pay for a subscription. Why is my car a Netflix? Like, what is this? Like, you spend $100,000 for fucking seat heaters. You can't have seat heaters? You're gonna turn it off? If you could do that, why can't you give me a better testing method? Why can't you just tell me what's wrong? If you can use bias filters to say, I'm gonna turn off the damn seat heater, or whatever they do, why can't you put a better product out? You can you can
But
you can save
it's,
money
it's
taking
just a
my
block,
things away. Yeah,
right? It's
even
just block a
Tesla.
signal is all they have to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane, man. What happened to the days of the Haynes manuals and, where you could just go to the parts store, get your I mean, I remember being 16, buying a damn Dodge Neon Haynes manual and, whatever part I was gonna replace on it that broke because it was a Dodge Neon. So you could buy the parts, you could get the information. What more do you need? But now this shit is way more complex than it used to be.
Yeah.
But
That I
for
agree with
them,
him on, the Jim Farley comment. I totally
yeah,
agree with
it
that.
is.
But then I've seen someone comment, "Hey, you built it. Your company built that. Why does it have to be so complex?"
Well, you want cool shit. You want more features. Everybody wants more.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why these things change every year and we rush out to
Yep.
get the next
It's
one for
market driven.
$1,500. Yeah, you gotta have
It's
it.
completely market driven. Yeah.
Yeah, or the
Me
next here's a
personally,
new
like,
AI.
I don't I don't like the bells and whistles necessarily, but, like, I really do like the fact I can start my car through my phone and go out and,
Yeah,
especially in the wintertime,
when it
that's
doesn't
great.
kill your when it doesn't kill your battery because the fucking thing keeps a ping going on, and now you gotta find a TSB that
Right.
tells you that you can't use
That's
any
exactly
other
where I
app.
was heading with it. It's
Oh,
exactly where I was heading because
every
you
brand new
could have a
Wagoneer has a dead battery.
right, and you could
Every
have
brand new
some
Wagoneer.
fault that causes it to be doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
RF86.
now you have to find somebody that knows how to fix it.
Yeah, and I mean, what are they gonna say? Well, your app the dealership didn't break the app, which didn't break your phone. Dealerships are not gonna buy or pay for, goodwill stuff. Some will, but, you're still gonna find those that are like, sorry about your luck. We didn't break it." It's like when you find a rat in someone's brand new car, it's like, "I'm sorry, but Toyota didn't put the rat in your car."
Right.
It kinda makes sense, and I'm sorry about your luck, but, and don't get me wrong, there was a lot of goodwill happen, a lot of goodwill, but it's not always gonna be that way. Not every service manager has that budget or, someone has to get paid, you would think, right?
When I was at Jagged River, like, the product was in a pretty bad shambles at the time,
Yeah, I
and
would say
as a service director
stay away.
I gave away and had to give away about $12,000 in stuff in 1 month.
God.
Just to keep people happy. Now here's the rub on all of that. When I was asked about it, "Hey, why is it so high?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, here's the issues, and here's what we're finding." And then I'm in the office and I'm being basically called on the carpet about it. "What about this ticket? What about this one?" I could answer every single one of those from my
Yeah,
head.
yeah, because 'cause
And
you're stressing about it.
the manager's finally like, "All right then, okay." And I get where he was coming from because $12,000 is actually
Yeah.
$24,000 in retail.
Yeah, because list
Because
price and whatnot.
you're charging yourself basically full price on parts, but you're charging yourself like whatever the hourly rate was for the tech that fixed it.
Yeah, basically
So you're
list.
charging yourself way less on the labor side, but you're paying parts their full amount. So
So you
like
keep the books
somewhere in
right.
there, so
Yeah,
you keep the books right, but then like I
yeah,
said, because you're not doing full retail, it actually has a margin number somewhere that shows that like, hey, this is what
yeah,
it would have been
yeah.
if you had to give this away retail.
Yeah, you're
So I
still in the
get why
red.
they came. Yeah, I get why they came and asked about it, but it's like, hey, I had an account in my head. I knew every single one of those and why I had to give those people their stuff.
Yeah, you're
But
stressing over the
people do
shit.
not. The customers love it. The dealership does not like it. And when the bean
No.
counter come a calling, you
Yeah,
better have some
someone
type of an answer for it
yeah,
because you
man.
won't have a job if you don't.
I was about to say that you're gonna be the first one to go because you're leading the ship down apparently because the product's not the product's trash. I mean,
They gave us as service directors. So when I first started, they gave us a per VIN number per visit. If something went bad, you were allowed to spend $478 on the customer out of the dealership's money and then run it through as warranty and they'd pay you back for it.
that's when you know your product's
Chocolates,
trash.
flowers, hotel rooms, you were allowed to
We're
do
s
whatever
we're
you wanted.
sorry.
So
Don't
here's
turn the
how bad
car
it
in.
got. Here's how bad it got. After that, you're talking 5 months later, I get another phone call from the liaison between Jag and Rover and us. He says, "No more once per VIN, once per year. It's unlimited. Whatever they want, give it to them, and
Man,
we'll sign off on it." And
I
I'm like,
honestly don't know how they're
"Man,
still around.
that's a tough product."
Yeah, dude, that's terrible. I don't know how they're
As
still around,
as
to be honest with you.
no,
I remember when Ford
I
bought them.
couldn't be. I think, yeah, I remember when they had them too. I'm trying to remember who had them when we was there. I think it was Tata. think Tata Motors had them because it was Geely. So the Indians had bought, so the Chinese had bought Volvo, and the Indians had
Yeah,
bought Jag and Rover, is what it was.
yeah. I did a
So
little time at Volvo.
yeah, those whole
Yeah.
companies were like, they're not the same companies that they once was,
No, that was
because
a
now there's a
Swedish
different
company.
mindset. Yeah,
Yeah, those are
yeah.
damn
Volvo's
tanks.
Swedish, and I mean
Dude,
Jag and Rover was English forever.
you couldn't kill that 5-cylinder
Started there.
turbo. That
No.
that thing was a beast, bro. Beast of a car.
So Volvos, I was a service manager at a Volvo.
Yeah,
Probably the best product I worked with, and it was very, very maintenance oriented. It was like dealing with
yeah.
Toyota and Honda.
Dude, they had it down to mileage, and it was on the money. Your strut mounts were gonna wear out at 90K, you know, and it's a good product, man. Good scan tool too. That's like the first time I actually seen topology. It was crazy. That's the first time I seen where they actually had like the wireless VCM or dongle to the
Yep.
piece, you know, and I
What
was
was
like,
you
oh,
using? Vita,
I couldn't tell you,
VIDA.
man. Probably, yeah. This is like
Yeah, that's why
2006
we have one at the school that I use sometimes to show the
or
students how to use it.
16.
And
I don't remember.
it's tough for me to use it, to be honest. Like the stuff even at
It's
BMW,
out
we
of
have
date now. Yeah,
Vista at BMW, and I don't know
yeah,
all the ins and outs of it yet. Luckily, I don't have to know them. I can go to the book and find it and then show the student
dude.
basically.
Chris
But
told me it
because
was garbage. Chris said it
there's
was
a ton of
garbage because they had
there's a
that for the
ton of
Supra.
stuff. Yeah, for a Supra, I can only imagine you use it
He
for a
was like, "This
Supra.
shit's trash," and so is GTS
Yeah,
Plus. Trash. I'm like, "Give me
yeah.
that Tech
I'm not.
Stream."
I'm not familiar with that one. GTS Plus. Is that like a Haltech or like a Fuel Tech type of setup, or
They got rid of Tech Line and went to
standalone?
GTS Plus. Yeah, so now it's just
Okay,
another server base. So instead of it
I got
being
you.
just like FTRS is now, and you know everybody's on the server, that's where they've gone with it. Instead of it being just a dedicated program like you know IDS is, right?
I got you.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's server issues. How fast is your internet? And is it having a good day or not? Nothing like programming over a server. It's great.
Yes. I like to tell students a lot of times, like, what's one of the questions you should ask? You know how they always want you to ask questions when you go in somewhere in an interview. One of the ones I always tell them to ask is, how fast is your internet here? How
Yeah.
often does the electricity or the internet cut out?
And what
Like, those are
times?
great questions. And how many times and what time? Exactly right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because you could be uploading and, programming a car and it might
Hmm.
brick. And if it bricks, like, how good your support, all these other things, right? Because, like, that all makes a
Yeah,
huge
dude.
difference to a tech that
I've
does
been very
updates.
lucky. I've been very lucky.
I've only ever seen one bricked, and I
Yeah.
was lucky.
Yeah.
I
One that
feel
I
like,
was, dude, I'm telling you, that's your butthole's puckering when that damn bar
yeah,
stops and then
exactly.
your computer freezes up. And I was doing a Chrysler or, you know, some kind of something with Y-Tech and then the computer did it or internet dropped out and it died. And it's for a recall. So it's like, oh, shit, like I don't have no one to call, you know? So
Sure.
that's when you say you say a prayer and you key off, take the key out of the car, undo your scan tool, shut that shit down, let it do whatever you can, just let it be, and then come back to it later, and then
Yeah.
hopefully it's still cool.
Fire it back up.
Yeah, here, let me give you 13.5. Yeah, be happy, don't break on me, restart. But
So
yeah, I mean, pretty forgiving.
I worked with YTech one time, and it was at VW of all places. We
Really?
had YTech to do the Rutan van. So the
Okay.
Rutan was a Dodge Caravan, and just had
Yes, that's right.
fancy VW, end
I
symbols on
forgot about that
the
thing,
symbols on
dude.
it.
I forgot it
Yeah,
existed. So did
I'll
so
never
did
forget it.
Volkswagen.
Yeah,
Piece of
first one I ever did, we had an issue with the alarm module for the passive anti-theft right there at the key, the wind module. So
Yeah,
we had a Chrysler dealership down the street, and of course it was a back order part, and they were fixing all theirs first. We were second fiddle. They did not care because it was a VW. They didn't care. So finally we were able to get one, and we get one. I install it, and for any students that are paying attention, listen to me when I tell you, read all the instructions
every
because
time.
I skipped the step, and it only fired up twice, and you'll never guess who the second person was that started it. The customer.
Really?
So once it got out there, I should say it didn't start. So same
Was like this
problem.
skim key kind of thing?
Yeah. So basically, it would fire two times after you had programmed it incorrectly,
Yeah.
and after the second time it started, it wouldn't restart.
That's
So
it.
I'd shut it off. I drove it again. It was fine. I park it on that second key up. Customer shows up. It doesn't start. Same issue that she had been having.
There
So
was a
I
thing you gotta
luckily,
write an event to it or something,
yeah,
and the wrong
luckily I
thing
got
gets
it.
written to it,
Well, it was
done.
like there was a step where you had to shut the key off, turn it off, turn it back on, to go through that whole thing. Well, I skipped one of those. And because I skipped one, it didn't write to the other portion of the computer that it had to.
Yeah,
So it wouldn't match that third time, it would not match. So
the
no
handshake.
handshake.
right.
and it was done. So,
It's
like I said,
insane,
she was the
dude.
person to come and get it, and she was less than enthused when she
Yeah,
could not
man.
take her vehicle. So, if
Sometimes
you're
doing
listening, follow all the directions.
Dude, doing keys and program modules could be like doing the hokey pokey sometimes. Like even like
Yeah,
the 18 Ford Fusions doing like all keys lost. Like there was some weird ass like time window you had to get after you initiated the learning process. And the only way you would know if the damn horn's going off and the lights are flashing. Well, no one wants to hear the horn, so you have to get the relay out or something. But that was your
yeah,
10-minute window to program the damn key or however long it was. It's been years since I've done one, but I was like, you really got to read this stuff. So and if you don't,
oh
man,
yeah,
you're really gonna miss out. Honestly, at this time, like, you need to be looking at the service information unless it's, like, something that you've done 1,000 times and you know
just
there's
about
no
every
weird
time.
stuff. You need to. That's what they teach you because there's gonna be things that they're gonna add to it or take away. Even though the shit could look
Yeah,
exactly the same, there's still revisions done. There's still better ways of doing things, and then
all the
you
time.
cover your butt and
Some
look at stuff.
sometimes daily. The revisions can be done daily sometimes.
My favorite is when they take it back the TSBs or the bulletins, they get rid of them.
Hmm.
It never happened.
Yeah,
I know I've seen
yeah,
this bulletin.
yeah. Because the Recall King just had another one that popped out. I think there was another 400,000 vehicles. I think is what
Which
I
one?
read. Ford.
Ford?
So Ford has issue now. They're recalling. I don't know, three or 400,000 vehicles is the last I seen. Another
Great.
recall.
That means I'll be doing
So
it.
yeah, if you got Fords in your fleet, it'll be something that you'll probably end up be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We usually
I
get,
don't
like,
even
the
know what it
inspection.
is. I didn't even
There's
go.
so
I didn't
many.
even read it. I just seen the headline. And I'm like, yeah, well,
There's some,
every day ends in Y, and when the sun's out, it's
yeah,
hot. That kind of stuff because it's just things that happen.
there's your right to repair. You fuckers can't even fix it right,
Yeah,
you know? Like,
yeah,
I'm doing now a video on, doing it's like 0D1 for Chrysler. It's the Grand Cherokee. It's for the ORC, the occupant restraint module or controller, whatever you wanna call it. But apparently, there's a software flaw where the door module or impact sensors will code a fault, and then the fault is stuck with that sensor for the rest of its being. Like,
sure, won't go
what?
away.
Yeah, what? Okay. So then there's a fault there. That means the sensor's it's not operating. If it's not operating,
Yeah,
you're not gonna have airbag systems. So that's why
yeah,
it's important. Like you can leave it there if you want to, but you're not gonna have airbags. So
exactly.
if there's a fault in your airbag system, you're not gonna have airbags.
Yeah, and if you're renting the car to somebody, like you're on the hook for that. You can't give it. You can't let
No,
that car
no,
go.
no, 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 no,
That
no.
car
We can't
stays
do
with
that.
you until it's fixed.
Yeah, my number's on that, and they know who does the recalls. Yeah, recalls are no joke. You got to really be diligent with that. Even when I was doing like the curtain airbag ones, but let me switch out this battery real quick, Robert. Like
Oh yeah, that's fine.
1 second, sir.
Gotcha. And he's back.
Yeah, quack quack, and we're back. That's
Quack,
always the
quack.
yeah, that's the slogan. I
That's your
forget.
tagline?
Yeah, man. My buddy was like,
Nice.
that's great." I was like, "Nice." I was like, "Keep going. It's fine. Just keep doing it."
Keep going.
Yeah,
Actually, it
why
is
not?
good. It's pretty good.
Own it. Own it, right?
Yeah. So we've
Yeah,
covered
man.
vehicle complexity. We've talked a little bit about right to repair. We've
Yeah,
talked
so,
a
like,
little
what's
bit
the big
about
deal with the
technician
let's
labor.
what do you think about the direct repairs? Like, I don't get into all that, man, because I'm not into that system. Like, I don't have to worry about used car or used parts and or
Yeah.
aftermarket parts, and we
I
all know
think
it's junk.
I think honestly, I mean, and this is something that was litigated a long time ago when I was an up and coming technician. To be honest, there was a really big case, and if I remember correctly, it actually went to the Supreme Court, and the case basically was over the manufacturer releasing repair information to the public
Mhm.
because they were doing everything they could. Of course, same situation, but different tactic. They were trying to make sure that the vehicle had to go back to the dealer to be repaired,
So is there something
and
where y'all can't get in the aftermarket that is preventing y'all from fixing cars? Because everybody can download FDRS and you can buy parts and you can buy they changed the description to it. It costs a lot of
yeah,
money, but,
yeah,
is
it's
that what
still
it is, like
accessible.
gatekeeping kind of thing?
It was a gatekeeping thing. It's exactly what it was. So now the new tactic is, hey, you just can't repair the vehicle. We don't want you messing with it. It's going to come back to us. We don't want you touching it.
Yeah, that's not
And
gonna happen.
the same as before, like I think it's destined to actually fall. I don't think it makes it through. Now, whether or not, our so-called betters in Congress pass this stuff and let it go the way that it is what they're trying to do. And it's still private property thing for me. Like, I
Yeah,
don't feel like your vehicle
I
should be
can
tracked. I don't feel like they should have the ability to shut it off at whim on
it's
will.
mine, it's
Yeah,
mine.
it's mine. Just
Can I
like
not fix
recently,
my house?
exactly. And recently, like there was a story I just read right before we came on air. One of the police officers in a certain town was using flock cameras to basically stalk a lady around town. So like this
Wow.
technology thing is a whole new, it's
All
definitely
the
a,
pings, dude. There's
yeah, it's all the
GPS
pings
on
like
your car all the time.
on your car. Exactly. So it's
All the
like,
time. IP address, cell phone
what do they
towers.
always
Ding,
say?
ding, ding, ding.
The map is not the terrain or something like that, that they always say. It's like, we're in a new
Cell
era.
tower.
Yeah. We're in a new era of how people can be tracked. It's
Dude, it's so bad.
way closer to Skynet than we've ever been, you know?
You're being
And I like
spied
to
on
joke. Yeah.
24/7.
I like to joke with people like, I think the movie was set in 2039. So we're really
What's that?
not far off
T2?
Terminator. Yeah.
My favorite,
T1s.
yeah.
Yeah. The
Well,
T1, the
no,
T100.
I was talking about Terminator 2. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Terminator 2 that is the best one as
Good
far as
movies.
movies go.
Good
Yeah.
movies. But it's
But
it's it's crazy
it's crazy.
how
Like
close
they
it
just want
is.
to shut your car off. Like that was barely killed. And I think that's still on the table. I mean, it didn't make it out of committee. That was only because Thomas Massey from Kentucky voted on it. And then he had like $40 million shoved into the smallest congressional race that's in the country. 40 million's never been spent before, by the way.
Dude,
$40 million spent to get him out. And now there's a chance with Mitch McConnell and bad health that Thomas Massey might end up running for senator.
that's a
So it's like,
mess.
it's a complete mess. And like I said, he's one of the only people that was really championing the fact that, hey, we don't need Congress, the federal government, to be able to like come in and shut your car off
You
ever.
can't control what I own. It's not supposed to be that way, right? If I
Well,
paid for it,
like
I had the title. Why do you still have
like
control over it?
Orwell's rolling over in his grave at this point. Like
Yeah, yeah.
we live in a
It
conglomeration of
happened.
Animal Farm,
It happened.
1984,
It happened.
Brave New World from Aldous Huxley. Like we live in that world right now.
Yeah, dude.
So it's crazy to think that they're able to do that kind of stuff, to be honest. But they are. And now they're trying to
Yeah,
make it legal that they can do it. Now it's like they can just do a subpoena and get the black box out of your car. People don't even know that. Like they
yeah.
don't realize that your computer does actually store quite a bit
But
of telematics
a
on
lot
your
of your
vehicle.
computers, a lot of your modules store
Yeah.
data. So does
Yeah.
that camera, the
People
camera
don't
on your
know.
windshield is also staring at you.
Yeah. And people that have a Toyota vehicle way
It's still
back,
it's
there
looking
was
at
a
you.
SIM card in the Toyota computer
Yeah.
that was literally pinging and giving people Toyota was collecting data from the customer,
Well,
and
we
then they
had
were
to for
selling
the
it.
never mind.
They were selling it. They got caught selling it.
Damn.
And then there was a lawsuit, a class
Data
action
bro
lawsuit that said,
data brokers.
like you can't do that. And
Yeah,
like
that
they
was
only get away with what we allow them to get away with as a populace.
unfortunately, that's true, man, but, you know,
That's why all the
that's
flock cameras are being cut down right now.
how do you have change?
And
People
everybody's
come together.
they're calling them terrorists. It's like they don't want to be spied on. That's not the country that the founders came up with. That's nothing to do with that.
It's like I
And
was telling you about
they could never have known what it was going to turn into.
when your life's completely digital now. You know, that's what I
Oh
was saying
yeah,
about, like, PlayStation
every
not
bit of it.
selling hard copies. Like, I'm supposed to spend this much money on something I don't even own. And music, like, you're renting the stuff that you think you owe. Like, it's crazy. And they really show you how much power you really don't have whenever they start pulling this kind of stuff,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Wait till your
It's sickening.
subscription, your credit card don't go through, your
Yeah,
subscription doesn't work, then your email don't work, your
yeah,
music don't work, like you said, all
and
kinds of stuff doesn't work.
next month, we're gonna jack the price up on you.
Yep.
$2.
You don't have
$2.
access to your photos that you stored in the cloud, and then you
Yeah,
got them off your
that
phone because you don't
that's
have
ex
access. You
that's
know,
extra. That's extra. You gotta spend the extra
it's
$2 for
all extra, right?
one more gig, you know? Remember when Netflix was like $8 a month? And
Oh
they
yeah,
actually
that's when I
they
signed
sent
up. It was $8.99.
yeah, they sent you DVDs too and games. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Most people definitely do not remember that.
no,
Yeah,
that was the
I used to
you
use
you
Blockbuster.
same. Yeah, for sure, man. And it's just crazy how they're renting things that you own and, you know, they're gatekeeping certain features and they just cash grab, dude. You're making enough money as it is. Like, chill out. Can you make a better product? You
Right.
know, like, can you give us some
That's what it
warranty
really
time?
comes down to
Can
too.
can you stop Jewing us on the warranty time? Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Like,
and
why should I do a job for half the money that you're gonna pay if it's another 5,000 miles out of warranty? Like, that makes no sense. You're okay with, you know, hurting us, people
yes,
actually fixing the cars and saying, "Hey, bring your car to us, but we're not gonna pay you to fix it."
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I used to get in trouble for that kind of thing because coming from that side as a technician and moving in across the counter to be a service manager and an advisor,
Take care
I
of your
got in
guys.
trouble for it because I made sure that they got paid on the ticket. I made sure they got paid because if you do a job, I mean, the Christian sect was always, if you do a job, you deserve good compensation for that job, something that's at least market. So that's what I always did. And they're like, hey, like come to you and say, your manager would come to you and say, hey, spent a lot this month on making sure that the technicians are getting paid. And it's like, yeah, I did.
He's happy. He'll come back to work
Yeah.
tomorrow too.
Yeah. He'll be here. He's going to have good morale when he comes in,
Yeah,
because
he'll stay late
one
for you.
person with bad morale is enough cancer to kill the
Yeah.
entire, progress, to
Yeah,
kill the whole thing.
there's your answer, finding greener pastures. You'd be surprised how many
Yeah.
times people leave jobs just because of other employees having a hard time, you know?
Yeah. Well, and most people don't know about this 25% rule.
Mhm.
So the 25% rule is a real thing.
Fill us in.
It's on the opposite side of the counter. So it's service management. Basically, the issue is you're never supposed to pay a technician 25% of customer pay door rate over that. 25% is the top. Now, it used to be in
Didn't
the
they get
'70s.
like a half of the shit?
Let's just go to the '70s real quick, because when it was flat rate then, your issue was flat rate was okay, the door rate was like $70, might have been $50, but the technician got 50% of the door rate. That was the deal, right? And then sometimes they got a couple pennies on the dollar for like parts, like to upsell
Yeah.
things. And
A little
honestly,
markup. Yeah.
I don't like that progress. I don't like that process either, because that can take a guy that has really good morale and has real good morals, and then turn them into somebody who's stealing from people.
You're saying like the upsell crap, yeah, the spiffs and
They
whatnot. Yeah.
they used to do
Yeah.
that, right? And some
Yeah.
places still
We had
operate that way,
spiffs.
but
We had spiffs. I don't see a
sure.
problem with tacking on money for your parts because you're the one getting the part, supplying the part, storing the part, the warranty on the part. You got to do all these things. So I understand. If you ever had to fight with a damn parts place, you would understand why the warranty is such a big deal. I don't want to have to deal with that person that's like, why is this battery bad? Like, just take the damn battery, bro. Like, it's bad. But that's why I don't have an issue with that. Nothing crazy, but you have to have it because you are doing the work for it. So
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah, and I
same.
mean the technician got a kickback. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
you're talking about
Okay.
spiffs. Yeah, versus customer, like,
Yeah. Yeah, because we
when
got
when the
spiffs when I was
shop.
in sales.
Yeah,
We got
yeah,
spiffs. See, my thing was always, I don't want the technician to sell stuff. I want the technician to just tell me the truth.
no,
Like,
there's enough
show me
broken
what's wrong
cars.
with the car.
Yeah,
We'll relay it to the customer. And that was my whole thing. And
yeah, you
because
don't have
when
to
you take
farm. We're not playing
right,
bingo
and when
here.
you
We're not playing
yeah,
bingo.
exactly. When you take it to the point of the technician has to do that, or they feel like they have to do it, then it can become a little slimy.
And
So
we all
I
seen
always
that
took care
one
of my
guy in the
guys though.
corner.
Right. Like, hey, this person's got 70 hours this week and he's got like, I didn't see him do a whole lot. Like, how'd this happen? And that's
Why is
usually
there
some deal between him and management, right?
why is
But
there
to
like
watch it
5 brand
change
new
so
filters in the
much,
trash can?
well, that's funny you say that, because I tell this story a lot when I'm teaching at school. Like, I worked with a guy, I was in a Volvo service drive. He worked at Jagged Rover at that particular place. It was all European stuff.
Mhm.
He had 14 or 15 cabin air filters that they found in his toolbox that were brand new. Now, these cars paid 3 hours a pop for most of the ones that he had not changed. So he basically got paid for about 40 hours of labor, and the customer did not receive what they had
No,
paid for. It was
D-bag,
wild. So he
D-bag.
basically lasted about 4 hours after that happened.
They
And
found out about it?
this place fired nobody, Donald, nobody.
Oh,
And
man.
this guy got let go. So
Thank
it was a
God.
big thing. It
Thank
was a big
God.
thing, like, where I
That's
was at, because it was
that
like
that
no
is
one ever.
stealing. That's
Yeah,
stealing. You're stealing from the
well,
customer spending that much money on something
that's what
like that.
they were actually upset over both. Like, hey, customer didn't get their pay for, but like, you got us for 40 hours of work that you didn't do, and
Yeah,
you were dumb enough to leave them in your toolbox that you someday you would get caught. That was wild, man. Could not
yeah,
believe that
man.
happened, but it does happen.
Dude, if you don't wanna
So,
do it, don't sell the shit. Give it
well,
to
the
somebody
thing
else.
was, these were all pre-sold maintenances that came in.
Easy money, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
so they
it's
would come in, do the service on it. Oh, this cabin air filter
yeah.
goes over there in the drawer, right?
No one's looking.
Well, and someone ended up, at some point, they're like, this has become very egregious at this point. Like, we
Yeah.
have to say something. So
I've
they
never
did, and
seen him
management
actually
seen it.
pull one out.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, why ain't they seeing him under the dash? But to the
Huh.
25% thing, it moves up throughout the years. And you see this thing now where, like, they really do not want to push that threshold. And now what it's become, the reason for that is where it went from 50 to 25% is there's so much overhead now. Now,
But yeah,
like,
I can see
there's
that.
energy costs, there's gas, there's electric, there's lawyers, there's
Yeah.
CPAs, there's all
Someone's
these
gotta
other
pay for it.
things. Yeah, the ancillary stuff that the business is COB, it's cost of business, but they don't want to
Who
pay the
who's
technician
getting the
and
bill?
also, right. So I get why they do it. I just don't agree with it. Like, I think
Yeah.
you should be paid on merit. And if you're really, really good, hey, give me a third. Give me 33%
I
of
mean,
what
give
door
me
take is.
something, dude. I don't know. Like, it's
Something
just
better than.
just give me full time on recalls.
Yeah.
Like, that's
And
the whole reason why, dude, if that's the
some of these
case where, like,
places now,
dude, if
they're
they don't
like
want you to fix
235
it,
an hour.
yeah, I
Some of
mean,
these
it's
dealerships are 235 an hour.
yeah, and
So
that's
if you did
not always the best
235,
place.
well, some of these things are
It's
luxury
not
brands,
always
right? It's
yeah,
expensive.
yeah,
But if you do that by 25%, that person be making almost $60 an hour. It's like 58.75 on
yeah.
235.
I mean, that
So
and
that
the
would be
cost of
peak, right?
centuries, yeah,
Yeah. And there's some people that make that. I never made that.
no,
But, I feel like
no,
11 years ago when I left Volkswagen, I was making 31. I felt good doing that.
yeah,
31 was
mm,
great.
yeah,
11 years ago, I was making decent money
it ain't shit
and had
now.
hours to turn
Yeah,
and had hours to turn. So that's the
half of
other,
actual work,
component of that.
yeah,
Yeah. Cause you can
but
make I went through this at the end. Like the guy that I was working with, I tried to get him to leave and come with me when I went to Audi, and he wanted to stay where he was at, which was fine. But like they come in in COVID, they're like, "Hey, $4 more on the hour."
bro, COVID,
$4, hit him with it. Boom, $4 because they were
you
afraid.
left?
Like they'd already lost 2 or 3 people. I left too, and I had just left. Like this is before COVID ever happened. But he's like, I'm gonna stick around, man. I like it here. $4 more on the hour. I said, yeah, but you have to remember $4 on the hour with 0 hours to come in is not actually a pay raise.
No,
It's
no,
just
dude.
not.
The
And
worst thing
that's
ever is sitting
sadly
around at
that's one of the
work.
ways that it's one of the ways that people, are able to keep people working at these places.
Yeah,
It's
I
like, hey,
mean,
let's
that
give
right
you a
there,
really great hourly and then not have any work for you to do.
I've seen it, and that's not like I was like when I looked at that pay scale today, I was like, I don't know about this, you know. And I mean, I'm sure it works. Obviously, it
Sure.
works, but do I want to make it work? Not really.
In the
But
in the market that you're at, I mean, what is the hourly rate in the market that you're at?
I
Because
couldn't tell you. It's
I
been so
remember
damn
working in
long, dude.
so check this out. I worked in Grove City, Ohio at one point, and I was doing flat rate at a Firestone store. So,
Yeah,
and it was the same thing. Like Saturdays was absolute chaos. It was pandemonium. We had all the cars, and through the week we had 3 guys. You may not get a car. Like during the week, it was crazy. They would only schedule like 3 or 4 cars a day for 3 guys, and I'm like, that's not enough work. Like, why aren't you bringing in more work? And neither one of the managers wanted to do anything throughout the week. Is what
man.
it was.
I'll tell you right
They
now.
just wanted it to be slow.
This place was pumping, and right now, so like the dude, the shop manager, he's an old tech. So like
Yeah,
people that I know from back in the day know him, and that's whatever. But the guy is literally the shop manager, and he is the only one out there running around as far as tech wise. He's doing AC work, he's doing damn tires, he's bringing customers in. Like this man is busting his ass, like, and he's wearing 2 knee braces and shit. I'm like, I need to shut the fuck up because I don't have problems. Like
yeah.
seriously, dude. Like I
Nothing
could
like
not believe
nothing
that.
like what that guy's dealing with.
I'm like, I have hard days. Shit, no,
Yeah,
dude.
not like that.
No. And I mean, he make more money than I do, but I don't want to do that shit. Like, and I get it, dude. Hoorah, bro. That shit was impressive. Like, dude was a beast, man. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, but
it's
like you
not
said,
the
you don't wanna have
same.
to be like the one-man band and do all of it just to make good
Well,
money. That's crazy.
I mean, if you do all of it, what's going to happen is you're going to get more of it to you, you know. So, but I mean, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
It's hit or miss.
that's your award. Your
Yeah.
award is more work.
So like in the area, like Indeed will have certain job listings, and it's like it'll be
Yeah.
like $30 to $50 an hour for like a flat rate technician at a GM
Mhm.
dealership. Well, you know what the hell you're gonna be doing at GM, right? A bunch of damn warranty
I
because
do.
all this shit's trash.
Transmissions, yeah,
Engines, yeah,
engines,
and
transmissions,
all the
rings,
shitty
new
SUVs.
slugs.
Dude, yeah. Get really good at doing that. And I mean, that's cool, but I don't
Well, and
really want
their
to do
warranty
dealer
times are
work.
trash also.
It's all trash, man. It's all trash. And I don't understand like how this shit is like with Ford, the guy from Ford saying and stuff like, you want us to bring vehicles to you, but you don't have people there to fix them because you ran them all
Yeah.
off because you cut warranty time, you come up with shitty ass products. Like you
Pay
killed off
plans
the
change.
dude, man. Like, and
I've been
I
in a
think
place before, this was in sales, but I've been in a place before the, pay plan changed 3 times in 1 year.
I believe it. It's so
That's a
bad.
giant red flag. I did
Yes,
not stay there.
don't. And that's for service managers or service writers and shit too. Like, if you don't understand the pay plan, get out of there because it's
Yeah, I love
yeah.
watching them post those into that service writer, the
It's
advisor
like
Facebook group.
you're
It's
doing fucking
wild, man.
algebra, bro. You're like, holy
No,
shit. If I,
it's like a Rube Goldberg machine, man. It's like if this happens, you get this. If this over here happens, you get that. I
yeah,
mean,
dude.
it's absolute.
See,
It's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do I
yeah. It's
get
like you
paid
got to
this
scream
week?
bingo. Yeah,
Do I get
yeah. And then
do
it's
I get a
like you get a
paycheck
draw, but you gotta
shared between
make at
everybody?
least that.
And if you get one bad CNS score, you're fired. Like, fuck out of here. Dude. You don't get paid this month. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, production. production, it's a big thing. You got to make sure you get your product. It's got to be done. Like all your
Yeah,
cars have to
man.
be finished up.
It's crazy how that shit is, dude. But I don't, how are you gonna say things when you can't? I don't think that the population understands that when you work for a dealership, you don't work for that manufacturer. You work for whoever owns the dealership. So we don't talk. So how the hell can Mr. Ford say this when he has no idea what's
Yeah.
actually going on? Yeah, how much time does he actually have
Yeah.
invested in going to his dealerships?
That's a
His
partnership.
partners, yes.
Yes. Yeah. It's
We've
not,
got
yeah, you're 100% accurate. They're
they
still working
pay
for a
to
family,
sell their crap.
a corporate. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
so
it,
where I
man. You
was
buy a
at
share.
when I was at that Firestone, I was up for a raise. So was the other guy. We'd been there a year. So that's what we were told. Hey, we're going to negotiate when you come back. And so what we did was we was on a 3-tier system, $18 an hour up to 40. Anything over 40, you got
Mhm.
$20 an hour,
Yeah,
$2 more on a bump. So anything 40 to 50, you got $20 an hour. And then if you got to 50 hours, you could make, I think it was 24, 23 or 24. So it was a pretty big jump once you
yeah.
got higher. So it was progressive scale and it worked. So we're like, okay, years up, we're going to come back and I want to know what my base is going to be and how far it's going to move up, right?
Mhm.
So the guy's like, yeah, we talked about it, but your raises, like you got to produce more. And this is a common theme in this
It
industry.
happens. Yeah, all
Yeah.
the
And it's
time.
like, and I said, well, that's great and all, but like you and I talked and it was a good faith conversation
You
that
told me
you were going to
this.
negotiate what my
Mhm.
base pay was that would bump all of these three up at a
Yeah,
year. So
yeah,
I'm
dude.
like, I'm at the year. So when do we talk about actual money and when does this come up? Right. And I was extremely direct with the guy, like really
You
direct.
you 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 have to be direct
You have
about
to
money.
be.
If you're getting into the industry, when it comes to your pay, you have to
Never
be
happened.
direct and you have to get all that you can. Because once you end
Yeah.
there, you're not gonna get any more. You might,
Yep.
but damn
So
it,
he
you
doesn't give
have
me nothing.
no,
And he
dude.
tells me he makes this mistake. You guys are paid at market rate right now. I said, oh, okay. So I go to the internet and I look up what the market rate is where we're
Yeah.
at.
Do
The
you
base
match
pay,
offers?
the base pay was like 23 to $26 an hour where we were at.
The
That was
base.
base. So
Base.
I'm like, okay, well, we're working our asses off here and we're
Mhm.
bumping these hours up to get to that 22, $23 an hour rate.
Chase the
So
carrot.
like, so then I go and I show him these stats. So those stats are wrong. I'm like, no, they're not. This is the U.S. Department of Labor. Like
Yeah.
this is up till like 2 years ago. That's all
Same
the
old
newer
song and
stuff that you
dance,
had.
dude.
I was like, so this could be wrong, but it might be more right now. So like,
That's
this
not
is the real
applicable.
number. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the real number. So, and
What are we doing here?
I ended up leaving there. I left.
Well, look, dude, that right there, when you have that moment, that it only takes one moment to rub somebody the wrong way. And if you trust somebody and they say something to you and that they're going to do something for you and you really need that, or you're looking forward to it, or you think that you actually earned it, and you know if you did or you didn't, right? You know who puts the work in and who doesn't put the work in. You know all the nights you stayed late or came in early and went the extra mile to just to make sure that company did good, right?
There's been places I
You
worked at
earned
after
the
that I had
bridge.
a key to the shop
Yeah,
because we
yeah,
did so much work.
yeah.
We were allowed to
Oh, you
come in
you,
whenever we
you
wanted
want to
to.
come in? Come on. Yeah, dude. But
And
when
that's
you
what
burn
we
that
did. We
bridge,
made it a
it's
factory.
done. It's done, dude. Yeah, you
Yeah.
lie to me, it's done. And I get that shit doesn't always go the way you plan, or like you may. That's why you never overpromise. So you know something that you can't deliver because once you break that between people that have friends or whatever, you're screwed.
Yeah, you
Now I
all
can't
have
trust
a
you.
vested interest in what you're doing.
I can't trust you anymore. If a tech does a shitty job and he like let's say sells a time belt or some shit and throws the belt in the trash can, can you trust that tech anymore? No, he's
I got it.
canceled. Get him out.
I got a real good one for you on that. We was
Everybody's
working at
got
a
one of those
place.
guys.
Got a place was working. I was a recon service manager, so I was a working manager, right? Me and
Yeah.
another guy. So me and another guy are working on all these cars, and we had hired a younger tech to come in, try to help out a
Man.
little bit, try to catch us up some. So we're trying to train him. We're showing him stuff. Well, he had broke a bolt off for an ABS speed sensor in the back of one of these like G body cars. If Chevrolet, it was in a Rust Belt in
Yeah.
Ohio. So he breaks it off. He pulls it out. He puts a new sensor back in, cleans it all up, and puts regular ultra black on it. It's just RTV, stuffs the bolt head back in it. So it doesn't fix the car. Like whatever he was changing, it didn't fix the car, right? So, and like I said, he's a young guy, but like never came to anybody, didn't tell me about it, didn't tell the other guy about it, just puts it in there. So we had to
Yeah.
send it to another shop because we were backed up. We didn't have the scan tool really to even do what we were being asked to do. So we
And no one
shouldn't
knew
send
the
it to
damn
another
bolt was
shop that I
broken.
used to work at. And sure enough, they bring our car and they give me a call like, hey, did you know that this ABS speed sensor, the bolt head was siliconed into it? And I'm like, no. I was like, that's an interesting, turn of events. I said, I had no idea that it was done that way.
Is that
So I
my
was like,
car?
all right. Yeah, I was like, I know who did it. I know which person worked on it. I said, so I'll take
Yes,
care of that. But, and
dude.
honestly, that worked itself out because the kid he'd already gotten himself an interview somewhere else. So I was like, I'll give you a good, cause that's the only thing he ever done, right? Like he was young. I was like, I'll give you a good,
Okay.
I'll give you a good reference. He was like 18 or 19,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
he
sometimes
wanted
people
more
need
money an
that one
hour.
chance.
He was making $12 an hour, and I get it. Like he had a place offering 15. That's
Yeah,
$3
well,
on, yeah, it's
shit,
$3,
man.
120 more dollars a week on 40 hours.
I remember making damn 5.85 an hour or 5.55, whatever the hell it was. But I get it. But when it comes to that kind of stuff, and you do have a mistake like that, just own up to it and be honest about it. Don't be the dumbass. Be like, okay, RTV, because someone's going to find out. They always
Yep.
find out. You're not going to
You
get
ever
away with it.
blow you ever blow an engine up?
Yep, yep. I blew up
How
a
how did
damn tooth,
how did yours blow up?
dude.
I
I
mean,
left.
for a customer.
Yeah, no, it
Okay.
was my very
Yeah, no.
my no, no, I got this story. Yeah, my
Tell
very
I wanna
first
hear this one.
my very first water pump on a 2010 body style Tundra.
Okay.
Yeah, I had just gotten into the main shop and I was running the quick lane and I upsold a water pump because it was leaking. It was very common. Toyota's very nice. They use the pink coolant that aerates and it gets
Yeah.
crusty. So it's very easy to
Yeah.
find leaks. And if you
VW
see,
had that.
yeah, dude, we all know pattern failure is where it's at. Look over the truck, and it's
I think that's H12 or something like that.
yeah, I couldn't tell you, but it's a vital component, right? So I sold the water pump, and my friend told me what to do because he walks over and he sees that I had taken the lower hose clamp off the damn radiator. And he walks over, he's like, you ain't got to do any of that. And he showed me what to do. Well, flat rate kicks in, and I forgot to put the damn clamp back on. So
Oh, yeah.
that Saturday I had to work. And now, mind you, I did the water pump correctly. I went for the 10-mile test drive, got the truck hot, had heat, had AC, everything was Gucci. Come in that Saturday morning and we're outside shooting shit, and then here comes the Tundra on the rollback, and I'm like, oh,
The worst
what
feeling
the
a tech can have.
yeah, dude, you don't know the feeling into
Didn't
that
I
shit.
just work on that?
You have fucking nightmares over that stuff. Yeah,
Sure do.
yeah, dude. So, and I was 27 and I just got into the main shop, right? And yeah, whatever. So I'm like, that's my truck. Cause it had the aftermarket rims on it. And
Oh, yeah.
went out there with my shop foreman and I looked and saw the damn, I said, clamp. I looked down to see it there and the hose blown off. Customer just kept driving the shit.
Oh, yeah.
I said, yep, that's my fault.
Lights
I did it.
on, dinging,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Drive it till it stops.
Fucking smoking. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And it
Kill it.
was four wheel
Just
drive
kill it.
too. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
blame I don't blame the customer. He paid me to do the damn job and I messed up.
Yeah.
No one wants to be on the
Sadly,
side of the
that
road.
is the way it is, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I told the shop, I say, yeah, I was like, my shop foreman at the time, I said, hey dude, it's my fault. I did it. What do we do? So we called Rob, my service manager, and I didn't get fired, dude. I didn't have to pay for it, but I did put an engine in that truck for free. I was hauling ass and I worked all week to get that done.
Sure.
Um, cause I still had to make a paycheck and I had to do the engine too, you know,
That's
and
exactly right.
I'm not in a position to be like, why'd I gotta do it for free? No, it's my damn fault. So
Yeah.
30-hour
Gotta
job.
own up. Gotta own up and
Mhm.
fix it.
Yeah, man, got done, and yeah, never touched the lower radiator hose on our Tundra again. But that's the ones
Yeah.
that's how you remember. That's how you,
Yeah.
catch
The
yourself.
failures, right? The bad ones.
Dude, that fucking engine was like 8 grand used.
So let me take you down a really, really bad road real quick. So when I was at Goodyear, I was a technician. I was doing GS work at the time, actually. I was trying to move up. I was already a technician. I'd already been a diag tech for like 5 years, but I needed to get into a place that had heat in it in February. Because like where I was, they were using a salamander to heat a 5-bay shop, like a 55,000 BTU salamander. So I was getting headaches from diesel fumes
The
and
butane torpedo
yeah,
torches.
yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like a jet, right? So I'm like, I gotta get out of here. So I get to this place. I work my way up through. I'm a GS. I'm doing oil change and stuff. Well, I'm also stocking the parts, the stuff that we did keep. I'm stocking that room. New guy comes in. So guy's looking. I'm showing him how to put things away. So I'm putting filters up on the shelf as I'm talking to him. So the box for a Ford filter and the box for a GM filter is exactly the same, and the part numbers are only a couple digits off. So I just accidentally put a Ford filter up there. So I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, so 21036 is a GM filter. 21315, I think, was the Ford filter. It was a Wix number.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I go in there one day and I'm doing oil change on this really, really good customer, real nice square body Blazer, full drive with the 4.3 in it,
Yeah.
Vortex,
Yeah.
spider injector in it. So
The pr
I'm working on
that
it.
trash.
Yeah. So I work on it and he kept it up. It was a nice vehicle and I changed the oil on it. Well, as I'm changing the oil on it, I walk in there and I mindlessly grab an oil filter and I go and I put it on and everything worked. It went on, it tightened, it felt
Yeah.
right. So I cleaned it all up, fire it up, take it out, take it out, park it out front. It's a waiter. Guy comes and grabs it. Well, he drives it home. And on the way home, it blew the filter off of it. Filter's still on
Damn.
the bottom because it's got the big skid
Pressure
plate on it.
relief valve.
Pressure, well, the threads were close. They weren't exact. So it blew the filter off of it. So then he decides to turn around. It's poured it in his driveway, almost empty, turns it around and starts to drive it back. He's a mile and a half from our shop.
No, dude.
So it locks up in front of our shop in the turn lane. So all of our like 5 or 6 technicians have to go out, grab this thing, throw it neutral, and we hand push it inside.
Yeah,
We get it
man.
inside and find out that, yeah, in fact, it's locked up. I look down in there. It's completely full of oil laying in the bottom of it. No filter laying on it. The filter's laying down there. It's still there. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So along the lines of the same thing that happened to you, I owned up to it. I told him what happened. Hey, this has got the wrong
Got
filter.
to.
It's 21
Yeah.
315. I said it's supposed to be 21 36. That's my fault.
Yeah.
So I
My
was
bad.
off on Wednesdays. I always worked, but I was supposed to be off. So same thing happened to me. I ended up putting a reman engine in that thing for the guy. And what we did was we split the cost of a reman. Instead of us buying a junkyard and just putting a junkyard engine in it, we sold the engine at cost, but only charged him 50% because
Okay, so you got a brand new engine.
he wanted to keep the car. So he got
That's
a
a good deal
brand
for him.
new, nice
Yeah.
reman 4.3 for literally, I think he had to pay about $600. So he
I
got
mean,
a
yeah.
fresh engine at 70 or 80,000 miles, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
what ended up happening. But same thing, I had to go change that engine on my day off.
Not to mention the
So,
fact that all the people that see you, your friends, and talking shit now, that's the
right.
worst. Because that's what
Yeah.
happens. They're going to rag on you. Hey, how'd you do
Yeah.
that water pump?
It's
Hey,
human
you're trying to,
nature.
ain't that yours?
One place I
Didn't you touch
worked
this
at,
last?
the foreman actually had a golden hacksaw. So he had spray
No.
painted a hacksaw gold from, like True Value. And if you messed up in the shop, you got that
Shredder.
as a ceremony. That was a ceremony that we had. And you had to
Yeah.
take the golden hacksaw because now you're a hack. So if you got caught, you got a hacksaw. So it
Dude.
kind of worked itself out. Like, society has a
Yeah.
way of fixing problems, right? So that's
Very
what we
true.
did. And it did work because no one wanted that hacksaw. You did
No,
not want to be
dude.
the guy in the group that did something bad enough that you got a
Some stories
hacksaw out of
never
the deal,
die.
right? Yeah.
Some
So
stories never die.
it would roll around there, people would get it. We'd have this ceremony, right? But like I said, spray painted gold hacksaw is
I love
all it
it.
was.
I love
Yeah,
it.
it worked amazing because no one ever wanted that thing.
Man, I'll tell you, when you make a mistake like that and you are really like you care about your job, you care about what you're doing, and you try your best to not do crappy work and have mistakes happen like this, it really kicks you in the teeth, you know. And then on top of that, am I going to lose my job over this, over a mistake? And that's one of the big points that I made up, today was like, I can't take this risk and just, not have a job. Can I go find a job? Of course, but am I going to find a job that I can deal with, that I enjoy going to?
That has the amenities, the things that you would like, all that kind of stuff. Is it a real fit?
Can I do this where I can still breathe? And I get there has to be times where you have to just jump, but when you're in a situation where you can't jump and it's like you can't see the damn bottom, maybe you shouldn't jump,
Yeah.
And they always
Yeah.
say
You
that the
never,
grass isn't
never leave
greener.
one if you don't have the other.
No, no, I did that shit, man. I made a mistake. When I was younger, I left an independent shop because of the way I was treated. And I was going to a dealership, and that's when I found out how important your driving history is. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
already quit my job, and then I get a call from the dealership saying, hey, we can't insure you, so we can't hire you. I'm like, well, shit, I already
Hmm.
quit my job. I ain't going back
Yeah.
there. That's how I ended up at Mitsubishi Volvo. That was the only place I could actually work at. I didn't know the point systems and how that stuff worked. I
Yeah.
was young.
Yeah.
They
It's
don't
super
tell you that
important.
shit. Yeah. If you can't be insured, you can't drive the cars.
Yeah. And some places are a little more stringent than others too,
Very, very much. Yeah, when I
because it
started
all
at
comes
Toyota,
down to the insurance company.
dude, when I started at Toyota, I had to wash cars for like a month,
Yeah.
because I
I
was
think
waiting
I
for the shit
remember
to
you
fall
saying
off.
that actually.
Yeah, yeah, waiting for all that stuff to fall off, and I got brought in the shop a little early. Don't tell nobody, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Well, that
but I mean,
sometimes happens too.
yeah, I never.
I've worked at a place where a guy got a DUI one time, but he was a really pretty decent diag tech, and they kept him on. They just didn't have him drive anything. Like he
Yeah,
had to
and that's
have a younger guy take him and drive him everywhere. He drove
that's
his own
very
car to work
common.
every day, so he was on. He was close to being just thrown in jail for driving on the suspended. But even
Yeah,
then, like we kept him, and it was an independent. It was a smaller shop, but they kept.
yeah,
At a
man. That
dealership, he may
one
not have been
wrong
able
move
to
can
stay there.
cost your job. Yeah, one
Yeah,
wrong move will
speeding
cost you your job.
ticket, failure to control,
Any of that shit, like
yeah,
an
reckless
accumulation of
stop,
points, dude.
accumulation. Yep.
Yeah, dude, too many wrecks. Honestly, like anything that acquires points, just you gotta take consideration of that. And I like to drive fast when I was younger, not so much anymore. I don't want to
Yeah.
haul ass to work anymore.
Yeah.
I'll be there when I get there,
I'm a cruise control king right now.
dude. I don't have money
But
for tickets.
everywhere here is like 20 mile an hour over the speed limit. If you don't run that, they'll run you off the street.
That's how it is, man. It really is,
It's one of the wildest places I've ever driven at, to be honest. And we're an hour outside of Philly, but like Route
bro.
30 over here it's a racetrack. And
Dude,
I thought stuff in Ohio was bad sometimes, but this is a racetrack.
dude, I went to see Hawking in Atlanta when he was giving a class, and fuck driving in Atlanta. Like,
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
it's terrible, dude. I'm like, I don't like this. I want to go back home. You know,
What's the
like,
what's the
how can you drive?
widest highway that
6,
they have there? 6 lanes?
5 or
Yeah.
6 with turn off
Yeah.
lanes and do fucking crazy roundabouts like Hot Wheel tracks. Like,
Yep.
I'm good,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. When I
Thank
was in
God
Long
for cell
Beach,
phones and maps now, you know?
yeah, when I was in Long Beach, one of the freeways there was it was 8 wide. And
Dude,
I'm
nah,
like,
man.
never been
Nah,
on an 8 wide. I'm not on an 8 wide highway, man. It was wild to drive on.
too much for me, bro. Like, it's like you're literally
Yeah.
racing now. I'm like looking in
Oh,
my
yeah.
mirrors and shit, washing your doors. You're
Yeah.
like,
I was in a
what are you
black
doing?
Altima, black Nissan Altima rental.
2.5, 3.5,
Yeah. 2.5. Yeah. 4 cylinder 2.5 in it. Yeah. But yeah,
good
the
cars.
roads are unbelievable, man. Like that's
No,
crazy
dude.
stuff to drive on.
Every day, can you imagine how much time in your day do you lose from sitting in traffic?
It's a
That shit's
bunch.
terrible.
Can be.
Yeah, man. And then it
I mean,
got a
I
wreck.
basically drive 45 minutes to 50 minutes a day is what I drive total.
Yeah.
So, and luckily, the times that I leave, there's usually nobody on the road because I leave my house at like 5:30 in the morning to get to work.
See, that's nice. That's peaceful,
Yeah,
man. That's the way you start your day off. Like when you have a nice, relaxing commute into work and you're not all strung out, stressed out and shit, like that's how you start your day off. That's how you can
yeah.
make a change in your
If you
life,
try to make it there at 8 in the morning, you're cooked.
But yeah, dude. Yeah,
Just
you're late, you're
the
early,
traffic
early, you're
heading to
late.
Philly. Yep, traffic heading to Philly will stop you. You'll never make it there on time. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Maybe
So
one day
you
we'll get
mentioned
like,
something a while ago that I want you to hit on a little bit because I think this is something that definitely has affected you in the past. I know it's affected me, but you were just talking about, you have to have a job where you can actually keep your head up because like sometimes this thing can be a little difficult to actually, navigate and get through. So you were
yeah.
talking about stoicism a little bit before we came on.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah.
what
Yeah.
has that what has that done to actually help your
Well,
daily walk as a technician? Let's put it that way.
Well, just not even technician, just as a person, a human being.
Hmm.
Like, and nowadays everybody has an opinion. People just, I never understand like why people will stop out of their way and go out of the way to comment on some shit that they shouldn't. Like
Yes.
you can literally just keep on going, but you're going to stop and say
Oh yeah.
some, derogatory shit. Thank you for wasting your time, but like, why? Don't you have anything more important with your life to do besides being a d-bag? But not every comment deserves a reaction. Not every reaction deserves a comment. You get to pick and choose what gets under your skin. And some
Yeah.
people are just gonna say shit until they're blue in the face. Just let them talk. That's all they
That's
care
true.
about. Let them be their own ego stroker.
Yeah.
It's taken a lot of time and, and
Yeah.
wisdom and age. But I mean, it makes for a better life, honestly. The shit that you can't control, let it go. If you can't control it to a certain degree, once you get to that point, let it go. Stop thinking about it.
Yeah.
Let it be.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of people that don't realize that, like the 12-step program, like the
Oh
prayer,
yeah.
the serenity prayer, it's kind of
Yeah.
where that comes
God
from.
grant me the strength.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just comes from the
Oh.
Stoics. And,
Well, it's very true.
some people get it mixed because they're like, I can't practice Stoicism because I'm a Christian. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, that's not what Stoicism's about. Like Stoicism
Get
does have a theological component, would never say that it don't, but
get out of the
it's
damn
more of,
box.
yeah, it's more of,
You're
hey,
thinking
this is
incorrectly.
how you can live a good life.
Yeah. I mean, it
Like,
boils down to the same damn
a
golden
bon
rules.
a bon vie, French, bon vie, good life. Like how you
Dude,
can do that.
it's all the same history lessons. It's all the same lessons. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and be an honest and fair person. Then be nice to people. And be forgiving and show courtesy and just the shit that we're lacking these days. Hold that door for that person and just what people are so self-centered these days, and it's all about what can something do for me, and instead of just being like, what can I do for my environment, the people around
Mhm.
me, my community, and people will put tags on shit that they're doing things for the community. But really, when it boils down to it, you pull the onion back, you start seeing that you don't give a shit.
Yeah. Or they never
Well,
win at all.
who knows, man? I ain't got time for that. I don't want to stress and worry myself out about other people. I got my own shit to handle. I'll stay in my lane, and I'll get where I'm going when I get there. So
So no road rage for you in Atlanta, right?
no, I mean, I might say some dirty comments, but
You're like, "No, no, no.
oh
That's
no,
not
that
what I'm talking
happens.
about." Well,
No, no, no.
it's funny because a lot of people they think stoicism, they automatically think that you're not supposed to have any emotion. But
No, it's
that's
about
not really
controlling the emotion.
stoicism. Yeah, it's not
It's about
really it either, right?
acknowledging the fact that you create time and distance between your reaction from a certain event or whatever. It's pretty much just patience, honestly, when you think about it before you open your mouth. Because I'm really bad about that shit. Like I will just say it. The way that my brain works, when it comes to my head, I just say it. I
No
don't
filter.
care. I mean, yeah, dude, if you fucked up, you fucked up. That's just the way I was raised. And I had to learn that when you're dealing with other people, not everybody can or handles things the way that you handle them, and not every so like when you say something negative towards me, I don't really care. I can let it go. I understand that people say shit, but it don't mean certain times. It does happen, right? And if people really care, and you can tell they're genuine. Okay, I understand, but not everybody's like that. Sometimes there's people out there when you say some shit to them, like it really hits them hard, and you can't take the shit back. So be careful what you say, and think and create that time and space. Is this event really worth me, showing my ass over pretty much, right? It's not. It's not.
Well, I
Where can I
think that
put my time and energy into to actually make my life better versus worrying about that?
I've noticed this about words too, and I've tried to treat it a lot differently over the years. Is like I seen on today, I was reading a piece of a guy that he's promoting a new book that's coming out. It's not out yet, but he was promoting it. And part of that, what he was talking about in there was like words are levers
Yeah.
and they're like
Yeah.
tools to be able to use to do things with. So like language is a technology.
Dude,
And I
you
was
can
like,
move a world with words, right?
whoa, man, that's wild. Like you
Yeah. If
think
you never
about
thought
that,
about
you
that.
go all the way
Yeah.
back to it. And I
Politicians
know, yeah, the rhetoric, right? Like I know that like
or
words, I
what's
knew it
that guy's
was, but
name?
like I didn't
Tony
really know.
Robbins.
Yeah,
Like invoke, invoke, invoke. Like
yeah,
that's how cults happen.
it is how
Like
cults happen. That's
seriously,
true.
dude. I have something to
That
tell you.
Yeah, but the words themselves is like I never really I mean, just being a Christian in the past and doing stuff for, doing things at the church and whatever. I mean, you know that words can hurt people, but it's
Mhm.
like, holy cow, like I had never understood it. Like you can actually manipulate the language to get good things for your life also.
That's
Like
called
you can
manipulation.
speak, yeah, you can speak some really positive things and some, good things can happen.
You're talking about like
Yeah.
the law
Like
of attraction,
not
the
necessarily
law of
speaking things into existence, I don't go
existence.
that far, but definitely the attitude that you bring to things, the stoic
Well,
part of it.
if you tell yourself every single day you ain't worth shit, then guess what? You're probably gonna believe it one day.
Yeah, you
That's where
definitely
you
will
really
not be
gotta,
worth shit, that's true.
yeah, I mean, you really gotta hold that together and understand that you're gonna go through hard times and, good times and bad times and be grateful for all of it because that's what's gonna lead you down where you need to be at. Yeah, man, shit. Life is not perfect and it's not meant to be, but here we are. Make the best of it
Yeah,
and, do something positive with your life. Try
yeah,
to.
definitely. So for
Yeah.
those that are listening and watching, I want to make sure I've dropped this in here at this point because this is around stoicism. So go and grab a couple books or go and read some things about Zeno of Citium. Zeno is the founder of Stoicism, named after a porch, Stoa in Greek. And then also the other people that came after him are unbelievable. There's Epictetus, there's Seneca,
Mhm.
there's Marcus
Yeah.
Aurelius.
Yeah,
Marcus
that's the book.
Aurelius' Meditations is probably the most well-known book. And then at the end of all of that, there are some Ryan Holiday books that are probably pretty good. I own some of them. I've not read them, but is that there's a 365-day like stoicism for 365 that
Yeah, something
one of
like
the
that.
guys I
Yeah.
used to work with named Matt. Matt loved that thing. And actually he gave me like $8 and kept it. He's like, I love
Nice.
this book so much, man. He's like, can I just pay you for it? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll buy another one. That's no big deal. But he
I think
loved it so much that he's like, he's reading days ahead sometimes. I'm like, yeah, it's not for that. He's like, no, I really do like it. He's like, it's an amazing thing because
it
it
puts
gives you,
things in
like you were
perspective for
saying,
you, dude.
yes, it
It
helps you
takes you
stay
out of
centered.
this and stay here and actually be grateful for what you have in front of you, what you can see, what you can
Right.
feel, because there's people out there that ain't
Some,
got it.
they get stuck in their headspace.
Dude, I am the worst. I am constantly overthinking shit and it's no, it's exhausting. You can't live a good life like that. You can't live. You're constantly just fucking doing this 24/7. Like even with I think every single culture has some kind of form of stoicism.
True.
My
I believe that.
my guilty pleasure is Japanese, like Kaizen, like samurai code, like the honor system, Bushido, like
Yeah. Stay right
you know,
there. Like
yeah,
this up
man.
here.
You got the 10 rings.
So I had a student gift me
The,
this.
the book of 5 rings, yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Miyamoto Musashi.
Yeah.
Miyamoto
The guy,
Musashi. So I've read
78
half of
goals, never
this.
lost one.
Yeah, I've read half of
He
this still.
he
I've
wrote
only
that.
gotten to through halfway. But
The guy
a
he
student
went to a
named Ruben,
cave and died in the
yeah,
cave writing the book. That was the last thing he did.
Ruben Villapando is the student that gave it to me, and This is back when I was in Wyoming still, and, like I said, I've read like 70 pages of it. I think it's like
Oh,
120,
man.
110
Dude,
pages, but
yeah,
it has unbelievable
it's
samurai art in with the book. So, like, the
gorgeous.
way that it's laid out, yeah,
Yeah,
it's an
man.
awesome book.
It jumps off the page. It's really
So
awesome.
so you're in, like you said, you're in Bushido. So, like,
Oh, the Kaizen, like,
Lao
the first
Tzu,
time
Kaizen.
the first time I heard that was at Toyota. Like, that shit's
I
still
got you.
practiced. It's still
Yeah.
practiced today, but it's just 1% improvement
Yeah,
every day.
I think there was a book written about Toyota's rise to
Yeah,
power too, called,
yeah,
"The Machine That Made the World" or something like that, I think is what it's called.
yeah. After
But
World War II, man, I had to rebuild.
yeah, yeah, they had to rebuild
That's how they
because
did it.
it was a
1%
freaking
better
crater.
every day. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a
yeah,
crater.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I see that, well,
But I was thinking about imagine the loss of people. Like, we all
it was immense.
yeah, it
And
was
today, there's
yeah.
still people that state that we really didn't have to drop those bombs. There's still people that say that
I
they were
mean,
basically on their way to surrender anyways, but it was a matter of we wanted to
I
make
wasn't
sure it
there.
was an unconditional surrender.
Yeah, I went
So they
there.
wanted to make
Yeah.
sure that if they wanted to run Japan for, in perpetuity, they were
Yeah.
going to be able to do it.
Well, I
So
mean, look at Pearl Harbor. They don't play it very nice when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I
no,
wasn't there. I wasn't in control. I just know what the history books tell us, and you
it's
can't believe
also
some of
come
that
out
shit.
that we knew about it for a year. We knew
Oh
Pearl
yeah,
Harbor was going to happen for a year because at some point we had to be drug into that war.
yeah. We knew about 9/11, and Vietnam wasn't a war, and
Nope, that was the Gulf of Tonkin. Yeah,
bullshit. Yeah, but I mean,
yep,
that's welcome to America. But
right.
that's where it's like make up your own ideas and belief systems about the things that you see. And if you're unsure, that's where you talk to people that know more than you or read more or just learn how to think for yourself. And I mean, it seems like it's almost impossible now that you have all the AIs doing shit for you. And it's so funny to look on Facebook and see everybody with the same fucking ad because they all use ChatGPT. I'm so sick of seeing that fucking template. Can you tell the AI to change the fucking template? Like, come on, they're all the same shit.
Yeah, I was
Nobody thinks.
testing one earlier on Riverside. So
Yeah,
the studio that we use that I do this on, and
yeah. Look at a new one now.
I was trying to see if it recognized who I was. So I'm
It
like,
will.
change this photo of me, and it did.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
knows that I'm the host at this point because I've been on so many of them, and I ask it to make me smile because I was actually like just kind of like this, right? And I'm like, put a smile on my face. And
yeah.
it did, but it's so
It's
funny because
insane.
it looks like this. Yeah.
It's all
So I left it. I'm like, I left it
populated.
because that literally might be the reason somebody clicks on it. You know what I'm saying?
What the hell?
Like,
The
what's wrong
fuck
with
is
that
this?
guy's why is that guy's face like that? Like, what's wrong with his
Viral,
mouth? Yeah,
viral moment.
viral. Kicked it, right? It sits out there. It's in the
You
ether
mean
now.
the guy with the messed up face? Oh,
Right, yeah.
that was yeah,
Yeah, he was just holding his face like that. No, it was the AI that made him look weird. But
yeah, man. It's insane to
that's
see
the
that
thing.
shit.
It's like it knew who I was. That was the wildest part. Because I'm like, you do these little things, like I was on Twitter earlier and the guy had he answered back Grok and was like, thank you, Grok, because he had asked Grok a question and Grok will answer back, right?
Yeah,
So
no problem.
he answered it back and yeah, it was basically like, hey, really appreciate you. I'm glad that you got some, value out of it or whatever it said. And
Yeah,
I retweeted that and I was like, retweet, that's how old I am. It's now text. But I said that I think answering the AI is actually this first signs. And I just left it that way, right? It's like, that's the first signs. We should not be answering this thing back. You're
yeah. I don't know,
conjuring
man.
demons,
I'm not fucking
like
with it. Like,
conjuring
yeah,
demons straight out of the transistors. Like, what
yeah.
are you doing?
Give me my keywords and let me be. But
Right.
it's crazy because you can tell it to speak in a form of
Yeah.
anything, and it will do it. It will gather the shit and look at it and get kind of close.
I honestly use it to grade my math homework that I do. I do a bunch of math and been trying to learn more math. And
Yeah.
I don't know the answers to most of that stuff. Some of the books I have don't have it, but I'll do the problem and then I'll submit it and then find
Fact
out,
check.
what it was. Did I answer it correctly? Did I even solve it correctly? Because it'll solve it. It'll
But
show
yeah, I
you
wish we
how it
had that
solved it.
shit, man. I remember having to go
Back
on
when I was in
YouTube and
school.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, even just doing math with my ex's kids, like doing math. Like I had to look on YouTube to figure out how to do fucking equations because I'm like, I haven't done factors and what the hell is a factor again? Like
I don't know. That's just it.
yeah,
A factor should
yeah.
be so that's a prime I'm thinking of. Prime's a number that can be
Prime
multiplied.
numerator, denominator, all that shit.
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
only be divided by itself in 1 or something like that is a
Yeah, I
prime.
didn't remember that shit, man. I did good
I
with,
don't
like,
either.
geometry. I did good with geometry. I can count. Like, we're good. I can read a
That's where I
combination,
ended at. Yeah. Geometry is
I
where I
can
ended. I got hundreds in geometry. They put me in pre-algebra, and I went
yeah.
straight
Well,
down.
I can move the zeros with the book next to me. But yeah, and then the biggest thing was like they started teaching the shit differently.
But yeah,
And I was
that
like,
was
what the hell is I don't remember
there was
this.
no
And
reason to change it.
yeah, I mean, it's super efficient, but when you've already learned something one way, it's very difficult to train yourself to learn something a different way,
But yeah,
because you already had that pattern here, that thought process. But I mean, I guess it's more effective. I just figured it out and like, hey, all right, here we go. You know,
yeah.
see
I
you next
think
week.
I think if you're tuned in and you're paying attention at all, and conspiracy theorists, I think that it seems like what's happening is they're trying their best to keep your cortisol level as high as it'll go. Like we're
God,
bombarded every day
yeah,
with a
yeah.
new thing, a new scandal, a new something that comes out, a new
Yeah.
technology. Even it's like now it
Was
was
it
aliens, right? That did
misdirection?
disclosure, complete
CERN?
misdirection. Yeah.
CERN?
Now it's
What
4 year
is
shutdown, the Mandela effect.
I have been
Like
sleeping better, and that Mandela's
nice.
effect that that Mandela effect is like some I mean, I've
You
had some
think
shit
it
where I'm like, "There's no damn way that was not real." But
Yeah, I seen one the other day. They were talking about the lady on the Samantha, the witch on Bewitched, talking about being able to wiggle her nose, and that was how she like did a spell. And they're all now they're going. She only moved her mouth,
bullshit.
and we're like no, and they're showing videos of it that's showing her only moving her mouth
I think
back
they're
and
fucking with
forth.
us. I think they're messing with us.
Could be
I think it's like, what's that shit? What is the one that you can WikiLeaks?
gaslighting.
Where you can change the shit to what there's no telling, dude. If you read it
Yeah,
on the
it's like
internet,
they're
you can believe it
gaslighting us
now.
every day.
They
And
used to
now
tell
with the
you not
Charlie Kirk thing that's coming out, like all this stuff that's going on with that, like, oh, it
dude,
wasn't a 30 out six, it was a 30 out six. It's like, who knows what it was at this point? Now they're
I know
talking
what I
about the
s
microphone might have exploded. He may
I
have
know
been
what I saw.
assassinated that way.
I
Yeah,
know what I saw. So,
yeah.
man, I'm not gonna
I've
say anything
seen the
about it.
I've seen the slow motion ones, which is wild. You
Yes.
watch the slow
Yeah.
motion ones, and honestly,
It can't beat a microphone.
any of that stuff could be
Plausible.
altered.
Yes.
It could all
Yeah.
be altered. It could all be altered
We
also. So
we
any of the
can't
video
we
that you
need
see could be
yeah.
altered.
Yeah, and you can't tell AI's getting so good now, you can't tell what the hell's real, you know?
No.
What Remember when they used to say, "Don't believe everything you read on the internet?" Why the
Yeah.
fuck are we believing everything we read now?
Now it's like
Like,
you can't believe anything that you read. You can't believe half of what you see.
"Uh-huh, ChatGPT said so."
Yeah. Internet. Yeah. The Google warriors. No, I looked it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, how
Okay.
much? What's your sources?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I have
Source.
your references? You know what those are, right? Can you give
Yeah.
me a bullet point list?
Yeah. I want you to
Fact
cite all your work.
Yes, dude. Yeah, I need what the hell was that shit you used to have to write in essays where you had the list of all your sources and stuff?
Bibliography at the end.
May Maybe, yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember, man, it's been so
Bibliography,
damn
if I
long.
remember correctly. Yeah. It's all your citations.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's been a
it's
long time for
crazy.
me too. I should start writing again. I have a Substack that I never write on. I wrote, I don't know, 3 years ago. The last thing I
Yeah,
wrote on was actually psilocybin and the ancient mystery religions in Greece.
so slime is awesome.
Yeah.
It's very, very great if it's done
Yeah.
correctly.
Yep.
Done correctly, not for fun, for healing purposes.
Yep. Yeah, for the PTSD type stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Shit, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's you think about it, it's the same thing as a SSRI, but just 1,000 times stronger and actually works and doesn't cost you, the rest of your life.
No, no, it
And cause
definitely
suicide
it's a serotonin. It's not an inhibitor. It's like an enhancement.
for yeah, I don't know, it does something with like the regulation of it and shit. Like
Yeah.
it's able to make the brain malleable over a course of hours versus over a course of years or months.
Yes. Yeah, where
And
you
that's why
kind of soak
yeah,
away and you're part of the universe and you don't have that ego and
everybody has
it's
their
like
own
an
thing,
ego
but
death.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you
So
come
when
back.
they have the guided meditations or the guided,
Hmm.
things, and that's you gotta have therapy along with it too, and that's what you're supposed to be doing with SRIs, but that shit's garbage. That's bad stuff.
Yep. One of the future guests is gonna come on. That's kind of what his thing is, what
Mhm.
he's dealing with
Yeah,
right
seeing
now
that, man, it's
is the
awesome, dude.
psilocybin stuff.
It it's amazing. It's amazing. It really puts
Yeah.
things in perspective and shit.
Well, and
You have to
it's
have the right
wild because
intentions.
before ever reading anything that he had done about it, like Jordan Peterson was talking about it,
Yes.
there's other places that are doing it now. There's studies being done, and
How
there's
many
one in
intelligent people
England.
have you seen actually, like, come on. Like,
Yeah,
there's a reason why they created it. There's a reason why they
yep,
made LSD. There's a reason why
yeah,
there was trials. There's a reason for all that stuff. The only thing is that they couldn't charge for it. So, but
right,
now you have ketamine from the doctor's
yeah,
office.
yep,
It's crazy. What a time we
yeah. And
live in.
it used to be a cat tranquilizer.
A horse tranquilizer. Fucking
Is that
horse.
what it's for? A horse also? Like I'd only heard it was for a cat, but that's wild.
I don't think it's for a cat, dude. It would
But
take
I've heard all kinds of stuff about it. Like it's in short spans and short doses,
yeah,
or
it's
small
intense.
doses. It's actually really good, from what I've heard.
Inten It's
There's a lot of
intense.
people that said that Elon, when he tisms all the way out,
I'm
like he's
sure.
on that stuff for hours a day, like he's just awake and doing things.
It helps. It
Yeah,
does.
it's
I
like
mean,
the
I don't
movie
know, you can't
Limitless.
that's no. Limitless, that's Bradley Cooper on fucking 500 milligrams of Adderall and no come down or something, but no, you ain't
Straight
doing shit.
methamphetamine, man.
Well, I mean, clean meth. I love that
Right.
movie. I love Bradley Cooper. That's a great story. But the ketamine is so intense. I'd be really surprised to see if you're doing anything at all besides laying there, honestly, because
Mhm.
you'd be fucking sick as shit. Like
Catatonic.
it's insane how it actually kicks in. It's not anything like psilocybin. Like the come up is different. The length of time. I'll tell you the weirdest shit was like you have dissociation, and that's what these drugs do. Is they
Mhm.
create dissociation between the
Yeah.
mind and the ego,
Yeah.
internal complex of neurons firing way shit over my head. But when you come back and your body and your mind reconnect, now you have to
Sure.
regain motor functions.
Yeah.
Dude, it took me like 30 minutes to figure out how to walk again. And I'm
Yeah.
doing fucking baby steps and shit, and your equilibrium is shot out, but everything
It's
is chill.
it's
It's
so
good.
interesting you say that because the things that I've been reading about this thing I'm gonna talk about later, like their entire thing is it's holistic where you come in, you're with the
Yes,
priest, you're with the shaman,
this
you
is not
take
with your buddies. This is not hanging
exactly.
out doing drugs.
You
This is a
take it
fucking medical prescribed
exactly.
way of
You
doing
take
things.
it, you go through the process that you just described, and then basically they make sure you're hydrated. They don't let you
Yes,
eat right away.
you
You
have a
come all the way
handler.
down, and then they
Yes.
have you there for 3 solid days after.
Yeah,
So you're
because you
there
have
for
flare ups.
4 whole days. So
Yeah.
basically what it is it's a complete reset, and it's a way to stop veterans from having all of these issues where they unalive
It
themselves,
it pulls your ass
22 a
out
day.
of it pulls your ass out of the
Yeah.
situation.
Yes.
Sometimes this shit won't turn off,
Yeah.
and
And you
sometimes you
may
gotta
only
have that
have to
little
do it that's the wild thing. You may only have to do it one time,
one's enough for me. I'm
and
good.
that's the thing. Yeah, and
Like,
it
I don't
literally
wanna do it again.
right,
A
and that's the other
and then you
thing I
have
read about it. It's actually it's not an addictive thing, it's actually a thing that
no.
actually causes you to not be
If
addicted to
you
it.
get addicted to that shit, something wrong with you, because that shit is too intense to be doing, like, on the weekends for fun. I can't
But yeah,
no. Fuck no, dude. That
you're
thing's
watching stuff melt and,
no, man.
like
Nah, I don't know about that. Like, so the way I would did it was I had headphones on with
yeah,
the doctor's office has a musical track that you're supposed to listen to
sure.
while you're in
Yep.
it.
I've heard that.
You have
Yeah,
the eye cover thing, you're in a
yep,
room by yourself
yeah.
with,
The eyes
smell
shut
goods and
method.
shit. Yes,
Yep.
dude, and it's literally fucking 20 minutes and then off the wherever you wanna go. I mean, and then it's it's nice. Like, it helped a lot. But
Yeah, it helps you
it's not for
unravel a
fun.
lot of
It's
stuff.
not for fun. Yeah, it makes it where you can look at shit differently, you know?
Yeah,
Maybe it's not that bad, or it snatches you out of a situation that you other hand, like, you wouldn't be able to pull yourself out of, and that's what happens. That's why these things happens because people feel like no one sees them. They're going through shit, and they
yeah.
don't wanna be a burden to nobody, so they don't wanna tell their friends, and that's what things happen. So, I mean, I get
Yeah,
it.
and they don't even realize it, like, someone that might be a
You won't see
stranger
it. You won't
someone
see
might
it.
be a stranger who actually care about you. Like, you don't even realize it, you know?
Yeah, dude.
And
Or
people,
someone
like you
who's
said, they go
worn
through a
that
day
thin,
yep, and they go through a day
doing
and they don't
everything
even
for
realize
everybody
it.
else, and no one yeah, dude, it's insane, man. And it shucks that shit turns out that way, but when you are faced with constant comparison, you're faced with constant
Mhm.
judgment, and
The
who
Instagram society.
shit, if you ain't competitive, I'm sorry, but I mean, that's what happens, like, and that's where the human flaw of nature is right there, But they say like the theft of joy is comparison, or comparison is the theft of joy.
No, that's right. The enemy of great is good. It's another one that's really good. Yeah, because
Finished is
that's
done.
true also. Yeah,
Finished is
finished is
better than
done,
perfect.
right?
Finished is better than perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've heard that because I
That's
got a
probably
problem
the
with that
hardest
too.
one.
I have a real problem with that. Perfection, like it's
Yes.
gotta be perfect. Look at all the
Yeah.
things that ain't finished behind me. I
Yeah, that's
start
what happens.
something and then I get
Yeah.
so far and I'm like,
Start over. Yeah, man. I
if I
get it, dude.
finish it, it has to be perfect, and if it's not perfect, it can't finish it.
So
They're
that's one of
they're
the things in the 5 rings.
intrinsically tied together.
Yeah, so one of the things in the 5 rings is talking about how a beginner's mind approach every
Mhm.
situation that you or any
Yeah.
skill you're trying to learn as a beginner, because then you don't give a fuck about the outcome. You just care about learning what you're learning right this second. When the outcome no longer exists, what are you capable of actually learning? And
That's exactly right.
that's it right there is the ego death. That is the world has created egos that size of monsters, and you can't even notice it nowadays.
Yeah.
It's in our
And
face, and
that's honestly what you have to do. Like you said, you have to
it's
treat
normal.
everything. What did Peterson said? You have to be a fool before you can be a master. It's the
Yes,
same principle. Same.
yes,
You're going to
because
make mistakes. It's going to
if you're
happen.
so worried about mistakes, you're not going to learn what you're trying to learn because you're going to be so frustrated with the shit that's happening. You're taking away from all the good that you actually have learned. You can't do that. So don't count your chickens for the hatch and all kind of shit. It's like but in this day and age, that's not happening. Like everybody's perfect. Haven't you seen Instagram?
Well,
Haven't you
that's the
seen?
thing. That's just it too. It's like, no, they're not, right?
Right.
Like I
Yeah.
had this theory, and I think it's a good theory, honestly. There's like people always say like, oh, we're more together now than we've ever been because we have social media. And it's like, no, you're not. You're not at all, actually.
There's a
You
big
play
ass
out.
wedge.
Yeah, you play out that you care about people, like you said with the hashtag thing earlier. I'm doing this. I'm contributing. I'm charitable. All these other things. Like at the end of the day, it's like something happens down the street. You could give two shits. You don't care
Yeah. If you got
because
what is your
you are
purpose?
in this thought process that you
Yeah.
believe that you do, and we're
What's your
basically
why?
lying. We're lying to ourselves
What is your
about the
purpose? What is your why?
situation. Yeah,
Yeah, man. And it's socially acceptable these days to do that because everybody's doing it. Remember that shit your mom used to say? Would you jump off a bridge if your friend did it?
right.
Yep. The whole fucking world did it.
Yeah, that is what it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another one I always post is something that gets crazy. I always post, and maybe COVID actually did kill everybody, and we're in hell. As bad as things have gotten in certain cases and areas
It
of our
dude,
lives, it's like
this last week has felt
maybe
like
we
hell
all
because it's
did
been so
die.
damn hot, dude. Yeah. Like
That's true.
it's Jesus, man. I mean, literally,
While I was off,
oof,
that was hot like that for us. It was like 103, 104 degrees every day.
that's how it's been all week, man. It's been fucking
Yeah.
hell. But,
Yeah, but you live in the dirty, man.
the
South.
dirty, dirty. Yeah,
That's hard as
912.
hot as hell down there.
Yeah, humid as a motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
Is
Can't
it
do the
it's gonna be
humidity,
a
man.
great day when you walk outside at 7 in the morning and it's fucking you're already sweating,
Yeah, you're already
6:30.
soaked, soaked,
And it
soaked clear into your underwear.
yeah, dude, you open the door to walk outside and the shit just punches you in the face.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Wyoming was nothing like that.
Dry, right? I
It
don't
was
know,
so
man.
dry. It was so dry. Like you had to carry chapstick with you.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't breathe.
I mean,
Yep. Couldn't breathe, and you had to have chapstick because your lips would literally crack within a couple days. It
dude,
was
now you
that
gotta
dry.
have
Twenty
you gotta have
percent, 20% humidity.
yeah, no,
Sometimes 30.
it's like
But
110 here.
it was the greatest because like 20 and 30% at like 60 degrees outside, it was beautiful. But you do
Yeah.
that here at 60, you're still at like 55 or 60% humidity. It's not the same.
No,
It's
dude,
not the
you
same
can't
at all.
breathe. You can't breathe, bro. There have been times where we just had to stop for a minute. We got cool jennies and shit inside the shop. It's like, no, dude, one pace, keep
Right.
moving, drink liquids. It's so hot, you don't even want to walk inside the office because the AC makes you feel sick. Like it's
Oh yeah.
shitty. That's terrible. That rapid change will mess you up quickly, dude.
Yeah, it can
So
actually throw you into an epileptic seizure.
yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes, yes.
people don't know that.
Blood pressure, blood.
Yep.
Yeah, blood sugar.
Changes all of it. When I was
Oh,
doing
dude.
the mobile thing in the hot, in the hot, I would actually let my car run. And if I got too warm, I would sit in the car, but I had the AC on medium.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
whereas
it would only be like half of a shock compared to getting in it
yeah,
and having it, 40 degrees like a refrigerator in there.
right. What did I say? Drink
Because of that
warm water
reason.
or room temp
Yeah.
water?
Room temp
Mhm.
water. Yeah, I did all that because I didn't want any
Shock.
issue of like hopping in a car and like not being able to get back out finishing the other car I was
Yeah, Imma take a nap now,
Yep.
a permanent
Yeah.
nap.
Permanent nap, dirt nap,
Yeah, man. Yeah,
go to
yeah, man.
sleep. So what we'll probably do is we'll tie it up. We're at 2 hours, so we'll probably at
Yeah,
least
man.
get an hour and a half out of this. But I want to definitely have you back on. I want to do a focused on later once I know more about it also, about psilocybin, about its usage, about what it does, a clinical
I'm
version. Is like
I'm
what
no
you're saying, they're
doctor.
clinical. It doesn't matter, but that's the thing. It's like I don't really think you have to be a doctor to like know that what the results were, right? Like you went through
Yeah.
it and
I
you
mean,
shared a lot of it
there's a
here.
whole yeah, I mean,
But I
there's
think
a lot more.
society as a whole, if you remember with Graham Hancock,
Mm-mm.
so Graham Hancock is the guy that done Ancient Apocalypse. So Ancient Apocalypse is on Netflix if I remember correctly, and it was 2 seasons of it they've done so far. but he talks about the Younger Dryas period. It's all the way back 12,000 years ago. But he's extremely high on making sure that people have the access to ayahuasca, making sure
Mhm.
they have access to psilocybin and DMT.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
those are whole different animals.
for the fact of therapy usage, the clinical therapy, even if people wanted to do it like you were talking about,
Yeah.
because like it does reset some things in people, and it makes them actually way better than they would have been.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's his thing.
sometimes
He always says that he wishes politicians would be mandatory, that they took 10 sessions before they ever were allowed to take power.
they might have morals then.
Yeah, and they would
Can't
all at
have
least
that.
be kind of like Cincinnatus was, like in the
Yeah.
Roman days.
I'm not
Like
over here hugging
I'm
fucking trees, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
right.
Like, it's not that. It's literally just like
No, no.
I have a past, I have a
And people do
childhood.
think
Like,
that.
yeah, no, I mean, I love trees and I think you should ground yourself because, we don't go outside and touch dirt anymore. But I'm not over here like a fucking hippie. Like, no, I love scientific shit. Like, it is what it is. But why not open your mind to other possibilities? Because I mean, that's what happens when you start to think for yourself, gather the data and well, this might work. I'd rather do that shit than do, years on SSRIs. And there's nothing against anybody who has success with that. And now I didn't have
Yeah,
success with it,
some people it's
you
not
know.
successful for. That's exactly
And
right.
I turn into a fucking zombie. And I don't like that. I can't be present in my own life. And I'm not trying to live behind
Yep.
myself, like
Yeah,
no. I'd rather if the
that should
shit
be a
grew here
should
before I
be a
was
name
here.
of a book. That's pretty good, man. I don't wanna live behind myself.
Dude, I mean, that's really how it feels sometimes. You're on autopilot and you're behind yourself. And I mean, it's been years since I've ever shit, I don't know, 25 or 4 whenever I had that,
Sure.
and no, I stopped taking it, and there's other ways to go about stuff, but like the rapid like plasticity of the brain and what it can accomplish, like it's insane. And there's
Yes.
factual data, medical diaries, not fucking he say, or she say,
Right.
actual
Anecdotal
documentation,
evidence.
anecdotal evidence from fucking fact source checked. Yeah, I mean, seems pretty reasonable to me. People do more sketchy shit than that.
Well, and like I was reading about it, and one of the guys had a really good rebut to Christian folk who say that, like, I don't want to do it because I don't want to not feel like myself, right? Which I get, but like his point was like in Genesis, does it not state that God has said that you have dominion over the whole earth,
There's
meaning
a
that the
reason why we
things that,
have self
yeah,
control, or will we have our own, what am I looking for?
right.
Own choice, decision,
Yeah, our own
willpower.
free will, yeah, and that's what he was talking about. He's like, there's many more things that Christian people do take, like an SSRI. If your doctor says, "Hey, you're supposed to take
God,
this SSRI," and then they
half the
take
world's
it,
on
they've
Xanax and
just
shit, man.
done the same thing that they may say, "I don't want somebody else to do," because now they're taking a mushroom. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
that's
how
those
many
those things don't
people
really mesh
drink
together.
in success or
Right.
excess? How many times
Yeah.
have you seen, you know and people are human. I
Yeah.
understand that. You're not meant to be perfect, but
Mhm.
there's no reason to put your nose up in the air because you don't understand a certain thing or you don't see something the way that somebody else does. I mean, really what it sounds like, you're just stuck in your own ways, like a stubborn person. And unfortunately, you have to have new ways of thinking in order to change old problems. If the problem's still there and this shit's not working, maybe we should look at something else that might actually have some validity.
Yeah, that's unbelievably accurate because, like you said, you can't change a new problem sometimes with the old ways. It doesn't
No,
work
shit ain't
that way.
working. No, has things
Yeah.
gotten better? No, shit has gotten worse. Like,
Yeah, and if you have the ability to look at yourself outside of yourself for a minute and say, "Hey, I've been doing X and that doesn't work. Now I have to change and do Y." It does
yeah,
make a lot more sense, right? People don't do that though, but I mean, some do. Some get out of it, some don't.
yeah, man, I hear you. There's no reason to cast judgment on other people for what they believe in. And, if you have opinions of shit, cool. Keep it to yourself. We don't care. I know my reasons behind doing what I did. Would I do it again? Hell yes, I'd do it again. But like I said, it's not a party drug. It's literally you are there and you're going through a session, you're doing journaling if you can to a
Yeah.
certain, you know, how many hours you're going. And and you have a set out plan and a path where you go on this trip, and no, you have to be in a certain mind state to actually even start the idea of taking the shit because if you're in a bad spot in life, and you're not ready for it, you could have a bad trip. And that's why you have a handler. And that's why you have, the other stuff to counteract, but that
Yeah.
comes down
The
to,
aroma, the
are you
incense,
ready?
the
Yeah.
blindness, yeah, clover in your eyes.
Dude, I hung out with my buddy's, dog. Like it was amazing. My
Yeah.
husky laid in bed with the husky
Yeah.
and just
Yeah, Huskies are awesome dogs.
Love the dog. Love it. Yeah, man.
I think that's a good spot. I think that's good, man.
Yeah. I'm
We'll
gonna get fired
cut it.
now.
We'll cut it. We'll clip. Yeah, I'm sure you won't. Most people don't even watch the whole damn thing, so I think you're probably safe, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting 15 minutes, I think. Yeah, I'm getting like 15 minutes an episode sometimes right now on a long one.
Shit,
So
man.
I'm
I'm
happy
looking to
with
get
that
3
at
or
this
4
point
minutes.
because adult attention span's 17 minutes right now. So if I
Oh,
get 15,
we're
like
getting better.
On a Richard McChristian, and then also on John Foro's, some of those are in the 13, 15 minutes. So that one, I feel like that one's actually going halfway decent. Those
Nice.
two.
Yeah. Dude, it's you never know when the algorithm clicks for you, man, and
No,
a
you
a lot
don't.
of the times when you take big breaks like that, they
Hmm.
say, like, the shit gets scared to push your content because they don't have any data to go back off, and YouTube is just trying to keep people watching. It's just like trying to keep sorry, it's just like TikTok trying to keep your ass scrolling through it, and that's
Yeah.
if you're not watching it, they're not making money, so that's the whole goal, is to keep your ass glued to your shit and watching it. Am I gonna stop watching YouTube? No. I learn a lot of stuff.
No,
I enjoy it,
no,
but I'm also
we definitely ain't doing that.
I know when to put it down, you know?
Right. You got to have some me time.
The endless doom scroll.
Yeah, the endless doom scroll. So, Donald, I appreciate you coming on. We'll definitely
Anytime,
do it
man.
again. We'll do the psilocybin episode in a while. We'll
I'll do
probably
some
give it a month or
research.
so. Yeah, do a little more research. I'll do the same. I'll read up some more on it because I think it's very beneficial, not only for people that have PTSD, but not really for kind of everybody, but definitely in our
Dude,
industry. I think
journals
people
don't
that work
lie.
on vehicles, yeah, I think people who work on vehicles definitely can benefit from it. So
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on, man.
Hey, man, anytime, buddy. I'm right here. I'll holler at you.
We'll see you back.